Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for coming on in and joining us for this playoff production of the Upsurge Siege. Uh, wow, woo! We're doing it live. Upsurge Premier League Siege Winter League. So after that disaster, as you can see down below right here, there it is. I am Cherish. I make all the mistakes for myself and my boy over here on the other side of me that I pointed to. That is Slayzilla. How are you doing tonight?
Good, man. It's good to be back. I'm excited. It has been an interesting season to be sure here in Erpser. Oh no, we're both having a struggle. But
Herb
in,
search.
we're in the playoffs, man, and that's very exciting. So we've got a great two teams coming up tonight, and I'm very excited to see how they'll both do. But yeah, it's interesting because for a couple of weeks we've only seen teams in one, or I guess one division play the other or the same division. So finally getting some of that mixing in, and I'm excited to see how this will go. It is going to be match two of the playoffs. If you missed what happened yesterday, let's check it out. It was going to be Aerial Arise with Phantom Rose Gaming. I think Aerial Arise took that, so they'll be moving on. But the interesting thing is, whoever wins this matchup will go on to play Aerial Arise, is what I believe. So, a lot of exciting things happening tonight.
Yeah, definitely. So it is very interesting coming on into this, as I can, in fact, back you up on that claim really fast. Okay, well, I can't. It turns out I don't know who plays who in the semifinals, but you're right. It worked in Team Boosted. I know it worked. I'm pretty sure is coming out from first place here.
Mhm.
Oh,
Undefeated.
there is a bracket. Yeah, you're right. Whoever wins tonight plays Ariel. So I'm glad we're on that same page. Yeah, it worked is coming off a 5-0 season this season, so doing very well for themselves, not dropping a single game at all. Whereas on the other side of things, Team Boosted has frankly kind of scraped their way in to playoffs. There was three clear-cut top teams in their group, all at 4-1 between Toys, Ariel, and Dallas Vendetta. And then Team Boosted was 2-3, barely honestly making it in. So they are definitely climbing up the mountain for this matchup today. And it'll be quite the showing to see how they can handle it. But I mean, nothing at all against Team Boosted, but this is definitely a David versus Goliath type of situation.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you're talking about it worked, who, since we've seen them, have literally been undefeated. I saw their first match in where they came up, I think it was against Black Mamba, and they were kind of a little bit of an underdog team. Not really underdog, but dark horse, I suppose. We didn't really know them well, and Black Mamba had previously done pretty good in other seasons at Upsurge. So it was kind of a big question mark, but it worked, have absolutely just rocked anyone's world they've gone up against. They've been a dominant force, absolutely so, 5-0. So yeah, Team Boosted have got to have something good at their sleeve to take on at work, because we really haven't seen these guys fail too much. I mean, look at the round win to round loss count: 35 rounds won, only 17 lost. It's very difficult to get a good handle on these guys, and well, for Team Boosted, that's going to be exactly what they need to do.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big thing. It worked has been very clinical in their maps, in their past games, everything like that. So I think a big point that will have to be made coming in here yet, um, or coming in here, is going to be Team Boosted has to just do whatever they can to keep it worked on their toes and really sweep them off their feet for a second, keep them off balance, and just get them going really. So it it'll be interesting to see how Team Boosted wants to approach that and what they can do for that. But moving forward, it'll be yeah, just it's hard to say much more on this because like I want to talk obviously more on Team Boosted, but it's really hard to throw this anywhere else outside of just such a one-sided thing. But we'll be cutting to a quick break as we get everything sorted on the team side, the technical side, and we get ourselves not having to talk for oh so long. So please bear with us through this quick break, and we will see you very shortly.
Hey guys, welcome back. I missed you a whole lot, and looks like we're going to be checking out some of the big old map bands. So if you're just joining us, it is going to be one of the playoff games tonight. Team Boosted taking on It Worked, and well, in a best of three, there will be three maps that we go to, and Consulate, unfortunately, Cherish will not be one of them.
Yeah, so as you can see, different from the usual best of one format for the ban, it is ban, ban, pick, pick, ban, ban instead of six straight bans, and then you find out the map you play. Unsurprisingly, two of the three usually big band maps, Consulate, Theme, and Coast, go out in the first two, as we see Consulate and Theme go through. Uh, Probably not going to see Coast picked after Cafe here, which is a mainstay pick. I would expect either Clubhouse or Oregon to make it through. Surprisingly, a little bit is Villa, which is kind of that fourth map out of the three: Cafe, Oregon, Club. Coast does make it banned, and so we're going to get either Club or Oregon for the decider, and it is
There it
Oregon.
is.
So,
All right.
a pretty standard best of three map set we've got here: Cafe, Villa, and Oregon. As I'm using uh, my magnifying glass to figure out, that looks like Team Boosted is starting on the attack on Cafe and on Villa. So, it'll be nice to see how they want to pivot off of these historically more defender sided maps. As of late, there's been kind of an evening out. They kind of split 3-3 nowadays, but um, yeah, it'll be interesting how they want to pivot coming out into this second half that we'll be seeing. But do you have any thoughts about our first map of Cafe and what really to expect, what to see, that sort of stuff?
Well, Cafe, of course, is one of the big meta maps, and we'll be heading in to the game pretty quickly. But yeah, I don't know. Every time I see Cafe, for whatever reason, it tends to be a one-sided stomp. So I don't know, just heading in, I always have this like kind of underlying just idea that it's going to be one-sided. I don't know. It's always the way for Cafe, so I'm excited to see if that will be the case, if it won't be the case. But Cafe, obviously, a very popular map when it comes down to it. A lot of great strategies have come out, and I'm excited to see how the teams go. But without much further ado, let's jump on into the said map. Cafe right now, ready to go. It Worked taking on Team Boosted in what should be a tremendous matchup. Again, Team Boosted have to climb one heck of a mountain here. They're staring down Everest, and well, It Worked have got to be riding high after such a flawless regular season.
Yeah, looking back at it, when you have um, 17 round losses over 5 games and 35 round wins, they did not win a game, or rather, a game did not see overtime for them. And you're averaging about a 7-3 every time. So it's very dominant maps that they were showing, very dominant games they were putting up here for themselves. And I'm interested to see, like I was saying before, how Team Boosted is going to pivot off of this and try and make it work. Not trying to make a pun or anything. How they're going to try and figure out how they want to get it worked off guard, as I can't think of the same word all of a sudden. How they want to catch them off guard, how they want to find an opening to make it work for it, and even maybe take a map off. Surprisingly, the only undefeated team here, so I'll be interested to see. But a pretty standard ban phase as we see Thatcher, Hibana, Mira, and Valkyrie, all operators that are very strong on this map, very strong in the meta as of late. And yeah, nothing really too shocking just yet.
Yeah, it's kind of what you expect. I mean, since I've been casting, Thatcher and Mira have always been just really, really go-to bands for teams. They're great operators. They change the way the game can work, and well, oftentimes not in the way you want it to go. So that's why they're banned out so often. Looking at this, like we said, it'll be team boosted starting on the attack, both of the opening two maps. So we do have a little bit of a chance for the guys on It Worked to try to get ahead early, and I'm excited to see if they will utilize this time correctly. checking it out, we are going to go upstairs to the toppest most floor. The toppest most floor is how it's said. That's correct. To Bar Cocktail, as this defense is going to start off for It Worked. Now, the guys to look out for, you got to say all of them. It Worked has a phenomenal roster, and I'm excited to see who really stands out as the game goes. And yeah, I mean, just to have an undefeated team is tremendous. There's a lot of great competition that we've seen just in the regular season, but coming into the playoffs, everything changes. You're going to see some new faces, kind of, respectively. So this is a big, big time. We're still early on in, and I'm excited to see what these two teams can do. Now, looking at Team Boosted, they've got a pretty good lineup. We don't often see the Twitch. We were kind of talking about that before the game, and what we do see here, unfortunately, not running the 417 suppressed with a red dot as well as a nice little laser sight do. But hey, that's okay. F2 is a phenomenal weapon, and for Team Boosted, they've got to be feeling like they're up against something big here, and all it takes is, like you said, just trying to get these guys off kilter, try to find a way in there, and we'll hopefully just run from there. But again, tough to do against such a great team that It Worked has become.
Yeah, and something I will note as well for those unaware, um, Dox G is about CL level. I believe he's made CL at the least, but he's been on CL qual teams that have come close. Also, Razor was on a CL team in Oblation who became Slaughterhouse. So, yeah, Team Boosted is up against what is probably realistically a very stacked roster here. So it'll be interesting to see how they want to go up against this one. But very standard setup coming out from It Worked. They're going to be running the standard in the Goyo, the Wamai Jaeger, holding out into Pixel here as Shiba's forced back into the bathroom, where I believe another shield should be waiting him. But yeah, just generally it's going to be very passive play from It Worked, forcing Boosted to try and peek into them, try and just force their way on in any way possible. And so far, it's working. I mean, Team Boosted doesn't really have all that much map control, and they still have to deal with this Wamai in the bathroom, and there's only a minute that they have to make it work.
Yeah, we're getting into crunch time. There's Millies with a big frag onto Cash, takes down the Zolfia, and that's a nice opening as well. Look at that Vector, so beautiful with the suppressor on it. Just a great looking gun, and doing some great work as well. Already down in a little bit of a hole here. Team Boosted has got to work their way on out of it. And again, like you said, not a lot of map control. It's starting to get late into the round as we've only got about 35 seconds left in the clock, and yeah, it's crunch time, absolutely so. Team Boosted need to figure out what they're going to do, but there's Millies on the double kill. Taco now will go down, going to trying to save that poor man's life as things are looking grim and dire here in round number one. Team Boosted not in the best place, but there's a great shot from Nip to take down Millies. And now, with 15 seconds, the execute has got to come out. Plant going down from Goni. This is going to be big, but Saab takes down Taco. And now it's down to Nip and Goni. Post plant gets it down, but there's a death as Joxy smokes him out. And now the poor Twitch left alone in the 1v4 post plant situation, but Saab makes quick work of that, and that's going to be all she wrote as round number one goes the way of It Worked.
Yep. Really solid round, even though the plant did come down, which is interesting that it was able to come off in the meantime. Very good round from It Worked. They were able to work a lot of picks, especially off that freezer shield. You could tell that strat has been a frustrating part for a lot of teams, especially ones who are unable to effectively punish that site and really make it work based off of, oh, I know what I'm trying to say, like a Windows take or a reading take, or reading into White Stairs take, something that you don't have to push into the freezer or the piano room for, those types of takes really punish that hold, but not a lot of teams work those types of takes and can avoid all that utility that is provided to that side of the map. So we see it worked, make it work, and yeah, now they're moving on over to reading fireplace, which is a little interesting. Normally we expect kitchen service to come out next, but working their way down floor by floor, it worked is just going to try and make this top floor, this cocktail area, just as much of an impenetrable fortress as they can possible at this point.
I mean, usually we do expect, like I said, for them to go down to kitchen, but you have to imagine they're feeling pretty confident. Again, this has been a team that has some great players on the roster, as well as an amazing season to back them. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Team boosted. If they could just find a couple rounds, that would be amazing. Again, I mean, we have seen a majority of the games that it work plays just be pretty close to shutouts. Like I said, about a 7-3 average for this team doesn't really put them in a place where they get too sweaty during the game. They feel pretty comfortable, and they felt pretty comfortable throughout the whole season. And Team Boost is in a place where they've got to find a way to change that. And I'm excited to see if that is going to be the case. They have got to figure out exactly how they're going to be able to dismantle this team, because I mean, it really is coming up to them. No one has laid the groundwork to defeat It Worked before these guys. So Team Boosted doing a little bit of the pioneering here. They're trying to trailblaze, and not easy as you get into it. I mean, maybe they could have done some good VOD reveal. Maybe they can try to find something out, but it really does come down to the simple fact that It Worked has found a great way to make things work over and over again. But Team Boosted, I mean, they found themselves in playoffs. They're here, and hopefully they can make their stay long and good for them. But again, it's going to be so tough as we go through here. About half the round has passed through, and no kills on either side. A little bit of a stalemate up till now, but still looking for that third floor control is going to be Team Boosted.
Yeah, this half the round has gone through so far, and that's a really interesting problem that just came up. At one of these, or the last of these ace charges has been shot out thanks to a ADS. So upstairs control forfeited now by It Worked, but they've wasted 2 minutes and so much utility. Only running Taco here on the ace is so punishing for Team Boosted, because now he has no utility to help breach down into the reading room. They're going to be focused solely on just that reading door. And Cash from above will, or rather, sorry, Nip takes the first kill. Sav and Doxy, though, right back immediately. 2 kills for them, as Taco's been taken very low thanks to Millies, who was the first casualty of the round. And Sav from Emo is going to find 2 more big kills onto Taco and Goenny. Doxy finishes it up in a relatively very clean round from It Worked, as they make it work. Probably going to accidentally make that pun happen time and again. So,
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
It was a good round. Saab absolutely came through. It was nice to see the opening kill come out from Team Boosted. I mean, with Millie's going down nice and early there, good little shot. But again, it's unfortunate to see how things go when the swing comes through and we see some great kills coming back right away from It Worked. 2-0. I mean, if we're looking at a defender-sided map, and we want to say Cafe is going to be defender-sided for tonight, we're looking at the 4-2 is kind of what we expect from defender-sided maps. And I mean, still, Team Boosted has a chance to win on round number 3, try to take on Kitchen. But again, typically Kitchen being, either a primary, secondary site, puts it into a little bit of a different situation with it being the tertiary played. This is a pretty good win rate as a site, and Team Boosted need to find a way to not allow the flawless rotation to go through, which is getting a little bit close to going through at this point. We're getting a little bit scared, as It Worked have done a great job. I mean, only 2 casualties from the past 2 rounds. Both those have come from Nip. And other than that, it's been a little bit quiet for Team Boosted. They haven't done all too much against Work. So yeah, they need to figure something out big, and I don't know. What do you think that's going to be? It just seems like a good boost.
Yeah, it'll be tough to find, especially with very aggressive play. Or not, rather,
Attackers have located a bomb.
I don't know, lack of aggressive play. I know I was saying you need to play very proactive against this It Work team, and they just haven't been. It Work has been controlling whatever they want and really forcing Team Boost to push into them. So Team Boost is also just not really even pushing into them all that hard. It's single players moving into a contested position. Now Knowledge is going to be pushing forward, and he's actually going to win out his gunfight against Sav, sorry. Knowledge doesn't take any damage back against the Malusi, who is the top frag currently for It Work. It's going to start things off pretty well for Team Boosted. Now, wow, that is a gunfight being taken as Millies and Knowledge are getting right back at one another here. Super far distance on that, as I'm interested in it. But playing further back is going to be Sheba trying to hold passively for Millies here and just help out and be as much of a nuisance on this Wamai as possible. In a way, these are kind of dated strats. These are strats that, you know, were used extensively with the 20-second meta between the Wamai and Jaeger, but at the moment, they have been working fantastically here. For It Worked, and Team Boosted is struggling to get any ground here, even 2 minutes into the round.
Yeah, I mean, they do have the nice man advantage, but that's going to be immediately potentially nullified there as Nip goes down from below. There's Sheba taking down Goni, and now, yeah, 4v4 with Nip on the ground. Like you said, the lack of great moving has been pretty apparent here. Taco gets a nice kill on Doxy, though. And now it's a 3v4. Nip was picked up, and again, the time is going to be huge. Taco going off as Sheba will fall now as well. Razor with the refrag does finish off Nip. It's a 2v3. It's getting tough here. 30 seconds left on the clock. That's going to tick down pretty quickly for the guys in Team Boosted, needing to figure out a way to get onto site and go for the big plant. And I'm excited to see if that's going to happen. Taco takes down Millies, a refrag from Razor. It's all on him now in the 1v2. With just 15 seconds to go, the plant has got to go down, but Knowledge says no plant needed. As there it is, Team Boosted take a massive round win, shut down any chances of a 3-round-in-a-row victory for this point, and that's got to feel real good. Beautifully played by Team Boosted, able to get a little bit rough out there, but the kills came through. Taco picking up a lot. Beautiful plays, great finishes by Nalid, and they got to be proud of what happened there. Good round win that might start things going off in their direction.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking to chain this win together off some more. But for the time being, it is, I don't know, not really staring down all too much. It is a singular round for Team Boosted, and now they have to put or work at 2 sites where they very much struggled. So it'll be a very, I don't know where I was going with that. Team Boosted will be hard pressed to make this round work and move a lot quicker than they have in previous rounds. And something I think that they could work with pretty well is, I mean, it would rely on him playing it, but if Nip could move over to the Maverick, that would work fantastically for Team Boosted because it allows them to work their way into top red without using a lot of utility, and then they can work that ace as well in a lot more positions, work out Team It Worked from a lot of their positions and a lot of their hard-held spots. But already Knowledge is going to try a counter spot to try and bust open white wall. I'm intrigued what it's going to do, as it's in fact going to not destroy the shield in bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, interesting. Doesn't quite get done what he wanted it to, but at least no casualties were lost up till now. That's always a good beginning, as especially early in the round, you really don't want to go down in the man count. I mean, in a game like Rainbow Six, each operator can be so integral into getting a big win. There's some operators that can be more important than others. Looking at Taco, one of these actually the sole hard breacher that Team Boosted have been bringing out for a while now, and if he goes down, it becomes a lot harder to break through some of the important walls. Taco becoming a little bit of a fragger as well now, 3 and 2, having a good time on and off the support role, but Cash on the Zofia hoping to have a little bit more luck when it comes down to the big kills coming through. Shiba holding out in Pixel to Wamai. Great operator, lost his shield, but still is one of the best when it comes down to holding a real pinpoint of an area. And now with about half the round left to go, things are still very, very slow. Both teams taking it nice and easy. We've definitely seen from Team Boosted that they like to go for late round approaches, late round executions, and that has worked to various success. About a 1-to-2 ratio. But there's some the opening kill takes down that lead, and that can be a little bit of a tough one. Razor seeing all sorts of flashbangs go out, but he's down below inside of the train museum. Hoping to get an angle. There it is. Big shots go through, and death to Goni is now the advantage 5-3.
Yeah, Goni getting caught in a weird spot there from below is now Nip alongside. Cash and Taco are the only ones remaining. Nip's pushing forward just a little bit into new, and he's going to find one as he jumps the bar. Doxy will fall as Millies is at least going to get the refrag. It's just Cash and Taco on their lonesome. So now Cash is pushing into Pixel. He's going to find Shiba, in fact, winning out his gunfight despite his very low HP. Now Taco is going to hit a nice headshot as he's hitting the Wub, the Banshee, as I forget the name for a second. I have to use the colloquial name for it. Racers has rotated up from the train room. He's going to hit an air jab. Cash has been taken down, though, on his little bit of HP, as Millies is also taken down. It's just Taco up against Razor. Taco is getting the plant down. He is the top frag currently for Team Boosted. But pushing forward, he's actually going to win out his gunfight against Razor. Getting aggressive off of the plant and not trying to make it work. Instead, just going for the kill.
Amazing.
Will find the Jaeger. A good round win.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Got a little bit risky there. I mean, there were so few seconds. You'd have to really just hope that the Jaeger was nowhere near had he not found him there. But tremendous play from Taco. Taco really starting to look like a star player on this roster, doing very well. In fact, tying up the round counts 2-2 now, as it's both been 2 in a row. So Bar gonna be tried again by the guys over on It Worked. Looks like we'll be heading there for what will be a third time. So far, it's been split once by It Worked, once by Boosted. Just saw the last round, and they're going to try it again. A lot of things went well there. I mean, great stuff. We saw the opening 2 kills come out from It Worked, and in a 5v3, that can look a little bit worrying, but Nip was able to find one. He did go down, and it was just some great work coming from Taco again. Tremendous plays from the guys on Team Boosted, able to hang very, very well here. In fact, they've met their quota. If we are looking at a 4-2 defensive split, if that's what both teams are wanting to get, the Team Boosted have met their attacking quota, only up from here, and they can start doing a lot of damage. If they start winning big rounds, they can put It Worked on a back foot, a foot where It Worked really hasn't seen themselves in a lot of times during the season. Team Boosted starting to look a little bit more deadly. This is great for them. Let's see how It Worked is going to try to, I guess, mitigate that and try to go for the counter on this. It'll be interesting, but again, Team Boosted really picking it up well in the past 2 rounds.
Yeah. There's no way around it. They've been picking it up pretty well for themselves. Doing pretty well on these rounds. So, Sav trying to get aggressive once again, looking for what he can down below. He's going to re-aggress after rotating on away. But it's Millies with the Nitro Cell to find Goni. As I'm not sure exactly where the Nomad died, but that is his 5th death as he's experienced no kills so far in these 5 rounds. And pushing forward, Sav is actually going to lose his gunfight to Nalid, as Nalid is going to be taken down to but half health, and currently 2-0 over the capacity. last couple of rounds in that little 1v1 just between him and Sav that we just keep seeing time and again. So, an interesting style of take so far from Team Boosted as they are going to work from this backside. And it's a good a good adaptation from Team Boosted. It was something I was saying that they need to work on better here and really focus and pressure out. It worked out of these positions. As I'm thinking now, I might be wrong, and they might be rotating elsewhere. Not sure at the moment. It's hard to see, hard to say, but there is a lot of white and reading focus from Team Boosted right now, and it's definitely a welcome change compared to what they showed for the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, we're heading into the about final 70 seconds of everything. Sheba is going to get blasted by one of the old Zofia charges. Getting in there, hoping to do a little bit of work with the lifeline, just having a good time with it. Final minute, still a 4v4. We saw Sav get a nice little kill, but he has gone down, and Goni lost his life as well. Sheba on the Wamai, that MP5K with the 1.5 side looking beautiful, and now they're going to be trying to flee, go for a little bit of rotation, and figure out what they're going to do. Again, Team Boosted seem to be gluttons for agony when it comes to going for these late round pushes. I mean, it's worked for the past 2 rounds, but for my little brain, gets a little bit too stressful. That's where they thrive, though, apparently, is, oh, it's come down to the final 25, and there it is. Huge kill from Taco, the man that we'll be saying all night, apparently. Nip on the ground, and here's Doxy with a massive position. Takes down Taco and now flees into the smoke, but Sheba goes down to Naled. Razor with the refrag. It's a 2v2, but it's all done as Razor shuts him up perfectly. One was already down on the ground, and Razor said, no problem, I'll just kill the remaining 2 and finish it up beautifully. Nice little package for that round as it worked for themselves again in the lead. 3-2 leading, as this will be the final round of the opening half.
Yeah, working really well for themselves in that last round. As, like you said, Razor cleaned up 1, 2, and 3 in the end. A good passive play, too, by Doxg, able to just wait for the ace to start that plant animation, get the shots in from behind him, and disappear almost into his smoke. It's weird that Cash didn't try and, you know, at least spray the position. Doxg was relatively safe while prone in that spot because Cash just didn't even make any attempts. So, that being said, moving down to Reading Fireplace off the round win, you will see very similar lineup to what it worked, has run every single site. They're running at least 3 shields between the Goyo and the smoke. Usually this round it's just 2 from the Goyo alone. They're running the Wamai Jaeger over and over again, as well as the Malusi. And there's just so much utility that is being soaked up and eaten up by this lineup, even after the nerfs. The Wamai is still, because of the passive play of Team Boosted, the Wamai is still eating up flashbangs and Ace Selma breaches, that's what they're called. The Jaeger has eaten a couple Selma breaches as well. And there's just not as many throwables. Oh, well, I've completely forgot Twitch has throwables now. So there are more throwables than I thought on the side of Team Boosted, and it's been doing fine enough for them, but their passive play is just punishing them so hard because it's allowed Sheba to warm up so many of these discs.
He is an operator who gets more powerful with time. Great guy. As he's a nice little addition, nice little help to the whole meta, especially with Jaeger's changes. Getting a little bit of a change to it where he doesn't quite have the same oomph. Got to recharge after every beaten up throwable or projectile, and well, things are working good. So it worked. 3 out of 5 they've won, but Team Boosted looking to make it a 3-3 opening half. That would be pretty tremendous, as now we see the Twitch drone going out, doing a little bit of the Lord's work, shutting down some of these pesky electronics. Now, we've talked about this so many times, but the good thing about holding a site like Reading is you get to first mount a big defense upstairs and then try to go from there. Now, Nip might be trying to find out if there's someone on White Stairs. We did see that there was somebody holding it down, and they've taken some good control. About half the round is gone, and they're still trying to break their way through. Dakshi now taking quite a fair bit of damage. Now it's going to put him in the grave. That's a big opening kill. Dakshi has been a tremendous fragger up to this point, but you've still got Millie Sav as well as Razor to deal with. Shiba having a little bit of a struggle with the kills, but still has been a tremendous opportunity there. Sav takes down another Shiba with more, as it's down to a 3v3 with Taco getting the refrag. Minute to go.
Yeah, good refrags coming out from it work despite being down early with the loss of Dox G. But, whoa, Taco's gonna chime in with at least a down, trying to find Razor, but a nice Nitro Cell from Sav is gonna find two.
Double?
Taco and Goni rather, who have been taken down, leaving Cash all on his lonesome. He has to find two and or get the plant down in this next 30 seconds. An aggressive position from Millies is not going to be expected at all, but maybe, oh, Millies might have just given away his position thanks to that laser sight. Cash is going to be clearing forward and pushing on in from 90, looking for one, but can't find either. Millies going to take the head off of Cash for It Works' fourth round. Not as clean as one would want or expect, but a 4-2 half is well liked regardless. So a good round coming out from It Worked, and now moving on to their attacker side. Be interesting to see what, or rather, moving on to the defensive side. It'll be interested to see what strats and stuff Team Boosted pull out, as there is a Warden coming out on the board here. Just kidding. It's a Womai.
Get a little bit excited for the Warden to come, but yeah, not going to be happening unless another quick switch happens. No, why is going to be locked in. There it is. Heading to Bar. We've seen Bar now. This will be the fourth time, so we're very, very well accustomed for sight. They love it. They really do. It's a good one. A lot of things you got to do to attack as well. You got to make sure you've got some great holds, break in the piano, move from there, get some good pressure all around, and try to push your way in. It often gives a good chance for the defense to get some early picks off, do a little bit of damage here and there. And well, Team Boosted is going to be now in control of how the offense will move through this map, where they're going to be focusing. And I'm excited to see what Team Boosted sets up. Are they going to do a great job and really put the pressure on? I mean, they are down 2 rounds, but if they have a good defensive half themselves, they can potentially push us to overtime. It would be a 5-1 half for them to straight up win it. That doesn't seem too likely. We'll have to see how the first rounds go, but here it is. Big round number 7 is the size of switched. It worked on the offense, looking to do a little bit of damage here. Sav has been pretty dominant when it comes down to it. 9 and just 3 deaths is phenomenal, as he's been unstoppable in certain cases, but he's got a good team to back him up as well. Look at Taco though. 9 and 4 has been as well a dominant force to be reckoned with. The problem is Team Boosted have a couple of members who've still been slow to open up, and if it comes down to this scrappy, kind of a, I guess, just one-to-one trades out, we're gonna see discrepancy there if Team Boosted can't have some players figure out how to get some big wins on the board when it comes to those 1v1 gunfights. Now, initially, about a minute has passed. We're seeing some good setups. The drones are going out, getting the information, and this is a hallmark of a great team, a team that can really understand and know, thanks to their drones, where the opposition is, puts them in a great place. Let's see if that's going to give them a great advantage as the round goes on.
Yeah, well, part of that advantage will be lost. Razor is going to fall thanks to a nice shot from Nip. Team Boosted is going to be continuing to fight. It's nice to see they're not at all giving up, as It Worked is struggling to deal with this corner setup. They just cleared out the shield as they send in a lot of utility, the nade and the Zofia the Zofia lifeline explosive being shot out that way. As now Goni's being down. Taco's taken down as Dox G will finish off both Goni and Nip, But in the meantime, Sav was also taken down. So it becomes a 3-on-3 with just a minute to go. Team Boosted is in a very good spot, but they don't have that much utility. Taco is still alive at the least, as is Nolad with a very strong gun on both, and those Maestro cameras on Taco. Cash, however, has no Nitro Cell, which is a big struggle point for Team Boosted. Now, Cash is going to have to be pushed out of Freezer. Going to work his way on around as Taco is actually getting aggressive on one of these cocktail bars. Now, Cash finds the head of Millies for his second frag. He's going to look to finish off Dox G, but Shiba found Taco. It's a big frag here as Nala is trying to work a flank for what he can. Nala's going to be forced to push back as Dox G's actually pushing forward. Shiba's getting into a gunfight as well as Dox G can't find Cash. Awkward engagements all around as Shiba's been down. And now pushing forward, Cash is going to be able to claim the life of Dox G. A very awkward 2 versus 2 coming out from It Worked will net Team Boosted their third round of the map and make them, or lead forward pretty well for them.
Tremendous. I mean, in those 2v2 situations, being able to find the frag in your favor and make it a 1v2 is just such a sigh of relief. And a huge kill came out. We saw Shiba go down and poor Dox G left alone. Didn't have a lot of life left in him. So tremendous round win coming from Team Boosted is, yeah, like you said, these guys are fighting hard and it's looking like it might pay off. We are going to be pushed down. They decide to copy what It Worked did. They're going to go to reading as well, saving Kitchen for the rainy day of the next round if they do need it. And well, let's see how this goes. I mean, so far, this has been a pretty even matchup. When it comes down to it, It Worked still has a nice little lead, 4-3, and that can be extended quite quickly. But I mean, we got to talk about Taco. He has been tremendous. It's been a little bit scary how good he's been. 10-5, looking to be the top fragger in the lobby by 1. Sav's still just trailing behind him, but the consistency that we see from It Worked still poses a little bit of a problem. I mean, we've got Dox G, Millies as well as Razor, all with 6 frags, and then Shiba 3 and 5, not too far behind when it comes down to it. I mean, they've got a good bunch of guys who really can face off in these 1v1s, but Cash, who was previously just down to 1 kill, was able to really pick it up, finding 2 in that previous round, and Knowledge as well has really opened up well. So Goni still kind of being the black sheep of the group, unable to find a whole lot of frags, which is unfortunate. But playing the castle, you know, a little bit more of that role where you're just trying to help your other teammates get the big frags. I mean, that can totally work out. Support players hoping to, you know, get the advantage to their teammates is a big thing, and it's certainly a strategy. So let's see how Team Boosted can do as we head in. It's round number 8. It Worked can push it to a 5-3 lead, while Team Boosted can have the opportunity here to tie it up and make it a 4-4 in nobody's favor, and that would be tremendous. After, you know, a big start from It Worked on their own defense, this is going to be huge. Switching to the attack, and they are going to go ahead and try to take the 3rd floor. Now holding down here, hoping to do a little bit of work as the Jaeger, but these early kills can really change how everything goes on this site.
Yep, slowly working to root out Team Boosted. It Worked is actually moving a little bit faster than Team Boosted was, but still, having to rely solely on Dox G is a bit tough. And now that Sav has been taken down, that could be big as Goni is going to finish him off for his first kill finally in 8 rounds. 1 and 7, but not to be messed with at this point. He's going to finish Sav off thanks to that super shorty. Really pushed his team forward and helped them out a good bit. Nolad is trying to get into the next gunfight, but it's Razors to catch the refrag. Cash off him, though, as well is going to find another refrag for Team Boosted this time. As moving forward, It Worked is struggling right now. They haven't found a way into this cocktail bar up until this point, 2 minutes into the round.
Ooh.
And Millies is being shot from below. He's going to be finished off thanks to the shotgun. I said he's going to be finished off thanks to the shotgun, but the nitro is not
out.
He's going to be shot out of the air. Taco can't find Millies. He's down, or he's taken Taco just a little bit of damage. And just a very messy round as Cash is flanked up and found 2 kills as well. Now it's just up to Shiba. I'm not really sure where Cash ended up. He's somehow in Freezer. It's just Shiba at this point in a 1 versus 4. And Team Boosted is staring down a 4-4, sorry, as now Shiba will be taken down. Cash with a huge flank, a huge kill, and a huge round win for Team Boosted.
Tremendous. I mean, I thought they were going to be able to turn it around after we saw, was Millie's escape after being down. I mean, I thought that somehow the frags were going to go the other way, but absolutely not. I mean, the shooting of the C4 was brilliant, but still, Team Boosted prevails. And, well, I mean, they're looking very good on the defense. Now, we'll head down to Kitchen, and this is actually reading very similar to how we saw the first 6 rounds start off, albeit the sides, of course, were switched. 2 rounds in a row for the defending team. Now, is this where we see it work slap back? Kitchen is going to be the name of the game as they'll be forced to that 3rd site, looking for the flawless rotation that they themselves denied from It Worked. This could be a death blow here early on to get themselves 3 rounds in a row, but it's just 2 off of ending this. Again, the 5-1 is what they're looking for during this half to win it all. Difficult, but I mean, the way these guys have been playing, dismantling It Works offense has looked phenomenal. We've talked about Sav being a real top fragger, but you mentioned it. He's been killed off early on very, very quickly in the past couple of rounds, and it really hasn't given him a chance to spread those wings and show what he's made of. It's been tremendous. And look at Cash. Just 2 rounds ago, he was 1 and something. Now has rocketed up to 7 and 6. I think we've seen a little bit of a fresh wind for Team Boosted, and they are absolutely jiving off of it. Look at him go. Cash is someone to watch, doing a lot of great work we saw, and now the clash coming from Nip could be an intriguing operator. Now, I don't know what you think about Clash, but she can be a great operator when used correctly, but sometimes it's just, it's kind of a waste of an operator when you don't get a good gun, you don't get, you know, a great board presence with that, and if they're shut down quickly, it can spell doom. But when a Clash is used correctly and brought to kind of the end game, then we see where she really becomes a threat and just a dominant time waster. I'm excited to see that's going to be the case for Team Boosted. They have a chance to take the lead for the first time in the series, and they've got to be feeling very excited about that.
Yeah, I too am interested in seeing how It works with this clash and helps deal with Nip. Moving forward, though, it's pretty good clear coming out from It Worked upstairs. This was the only site that they had extensive trouble on and that Team Boosted handled extremely well. It was a different hold than what Team Boosted is offering here. So, moving forward, aggressive hold coming out from the Malusi will result in Cash's death. You were saying he's been a hot hand these past couple of rounds, but now he's been cooled off thanks to his over-aggression. No one really to back him up. But, minute and a half remains only. There's still a bunch of Banshees around. There still is this clash up for Nip. And it's just so much utility still on the board that It Worked just hasn't turned away. And now, thanks to a Nitro sent upwards by Goni, or by Taco, not sure really who it was, one of the two has downed Sav at the least, and that could be a big opening for Team Boosted here in this final minute.
Yeah, that might be exactly what they need. Now, Sav does get picked up, stuck at the 20 HP mark. I mean, at this point, you're looking at Clash's shield being a bit of a threat to the life, and there's Goni getting a huge kill, finishing off what was remaining of Sav. And now the Clash is starting to become a little bit of that troubleistic operator that we know and love. I mean, getting in there, denying this access point is really starting to slow down the movement of It Worked. They're going to have to think about different ways to jump in here, and we saw Goni get a nice kill as well. It's tied up 4-4, but there it is. Nip goes down, and that's huge. Razor takes down Taco, and this is falling apart for Team Boosted. They don't have a lot of men left, but Naled is going to try to do what he can. He's going to get cut down as well. Now the plant going off by Millies. It's all on Goni. SMG-11, such an unruly weapon when it comes down to the recoil control, and it's not going to be able to escape Razor as a beautiful fix right in the nick of time, to be honest. We'll get these guys the win. It worked. I mean, that clash was doing so much against them. It was making it a real struggle to get through, but the kill, I believe, came from Doxg, and that opened up the path where they just flooded in. The pressure dropped, and it was a big win for It Worked, putting themselves back in the lead and denying, just as Boosted did back in round number 3, the flawless rotation. This is actually playing very similarly. If they see the win here as we go back to bar, I'm gonna call samesies. It's the exact same as what we saw from 1 to 6, but of course that's most likely not going to be the case. Unless it is, this could be big. We could see a match point pushed here by It Worked, getting very, very close to what they need. The Team Boosted just so close behind as well. Just a couple more rounds, they can confirm that we at least go to overtime, and that could be interesting with infinite overtime. Who knows how far this can go?
Yeah, I am very interested to see. Right now, obviously, It Worked is in the lead, but they did have a lot of trouble on this site, especially as well as Reading Fireplace. This site was a lot closer for It Worked than Reading Fireplace, but still, it has to be said that they had some struggles on these two sites. They did lose out these two sites, two Team Boosted. So you're probably staring at, if everything goes the way that it's anticipated, or rather, the way it went the last 3 rounds, we're obviously, like you said, we're going to be staring down OT. However, I feel like It Worked can probably make this round happen. They can fix whatever problems they had previously and really make, really make it work. So, now, moving forward, they're still running the same setup. They're running no Maverick on the board, instead opting for a Sledge up here. And we'll get to see how they choose now to deal with this shield from the Wamai, when they get to deal, or when they choose to deal with it. Because already moving forward, Sav is very far forward, and he's very aggressive up in this shop area, this cigar shop area, playing pretty quickly here alongside the rest of his team. As, wow, very quickly, it's going to explode into 2 kills. Doxg and Shiba are going to take out Taco and Smoke. And out of the 5 operators on the side of Team Boosted, those are the 2 you want to take out. Doxg pushing forward so quickly. He's going to find one in Freezer. It's just Nolid in Freezer as Razor takes out Cash. And Nolid alone is only going to find Razor. It Worked, went explosive out of nowhere, and we're able to find 5 quick kills and have at least confirmed overtime.
Yeah, they shut that round down really quickly, and that was absolutely insane. Explosive power coming from It Worked, certainly showing what they are capable of. And I mean, it was overwhelming. There was no chance. It was a 5v1 for Nolid, who was able to deny the flawless round, which is great. But I mean, talk about an impactless frag. That really meant nothing for the victory there. Unfortunate for round number 10 in Team Boosted eyes, but It Works have just shown they are capable of some very scary things. And again, just like we saw back on round number 5, we are heading to bar for the 2nd time now. With Boosted win this, you're gonna have to win 1 more to push to OT. Well, like we said, It Worked are on match point. They just need 1 more to finish it up, and you've got to feel a little bit concerned about going back to bar. Can you fix what happened? Because it was an explosively quick loss, and you just faced almost no chance of the ace clutch coming through. There were just too many angles, too many gunfights that had to be taken all at once, and man, it'd have to be an octopus with a 416 on each arm to get out of that one. And unfortunately, there's no 8-armed operator in the game yet. Would love to see that. We'll see next season.
Keyword you say is yet.
Yet. Well, once Ubisoft runs out of ideas, you'll see him. He'll come in. It'll be great. But yeah, Team Boosted have found themselves on the Razor's edge. And, well, Razor now taking the lead as the top fragger in the lobby has certainly become someone to look at and say, yeah, That guy's scary. It's round number 11. Team Boosted need this and one more to take us to OT.
Yeah, it is a pretty big round coming out for Team Boosted. Obviously, both of the next rounds are very big. You obviously don't want to be losing out this first map because considering that it works starts on defense as well going into Villa, it'll be tough going, but we'll be seeing now no pressure put onto this Nitro player down in Train, which is very interesting. They are just allowed to freely play down there, and Cash will find nothing. So I guess that's why they are allowed to freely play down there, because it doesn't seem like it ends up being much of anything. All the utility inside of the piano room will be swiftly dealt with thanks to it worked, and that will force the player in Pixel to go prone. He's been pressured out, as my it is, of Nip is going to be forced back just a little bit. Doxy's pushing ever so slowly forward. He's hit a Banshee, so he's being a bit loud with it, but Goni is going to find the head of Sav in the meantime. A big find here for the smoke, one of his 3 kills on the round. And now Cash has found Sheba. Things are falling apart very quickly for It Worked, and with a minute left in this round, they need to make something happen big time, or else they might be staring down the face of OT.
Yeah, it's getting to that crunch time, as we call it in the biz, but they've still got a lot of great ops, man. I mean, they've got Doxy on the sledge. We've got the Ace. We've got the Zolfia. All these guys can frag out very, very capably. I mean, look at the kills from them. All of them deadly, but you're going up against a whole squad of Team Boosted. It is everyone: Knowledge, Cash, Taco, Nip, and Goni. So there's a lot to chew through, and as long as Team Boosted set up the refrags and make sure that a death does not mean it's a free kill for It Worked, they're going to be okay. And there's Nip taking down Millies. He's just dominating here. Tries to get Doxy. The nade comes through. He's going to go down, but Doxy tagged up to about 50 HP, down under 20 seconds to go. Doxy makes the move, takes down Goni, and now things getting a little bit sketchy, but Cash has not so much. Then goes Razor, and Knowledge says Doxy will be quick to follow. No problem there, as that really was a great round coming through for Team Boosted. It Worked tried to get their way out of the 3v5, but unable to do so. Such little time left on the clock, and now we push it all the way to the edge of regulation. Team Boosted need one more victory here. We go to OT. This is getting exciting in this best of 3 series.
Yeah, we are staring down OT, as we keep saying, but will be big round 12 coming up here. Gonna see the castle picked once again by Goni, as that caused a lot of problems moving forward for It Worked, and their play has been very passive from this side of It Worked. Both attacking sides really have just been so cautious and so passive, and it's very interesting that they work out that way. So we'll have to see how it's going to end up on this round, if they can fix their problems that they keep having. So it'll be now, yeah, pretty similar setup, very similar setup to what both teams have been running. Just stall as long as possible upstairs. The only difference really being the Mute Mozzie is a focus for Team Boosted, whereas It Worked had a focus around Wamai and the shields. So a very different types of attack. Both are, or defense rather, sorry. Both are rooted in the same base concept, and you want to waste as much time as possible. The only difference is It Works style is more around utility, whereas Team Boosted is based on information and just forcing It Worked to face check a bunch of angles that are defender favored, but It Worked should try and prioritize some window play coming in here, as I'm intrigued that they haven't just yet, but hopefully seeing Razor on those windows is good news, and it'll prompt It Worked into pressuring out these windows a good bit more.
So something we've seen for Reading is it has been 100% in favor of the defense. They've won every time it's gone up. Twice we saw It Work take it on their defense, and now this would be a big one here for Team Boosted. Obviously essential, but there's now to get shut down. It'll be Doxy. Oh my goodness, Razor wins the gunfight. Oh, he's too good, and now Nip is dead, and well, the sides have become a little bit skewed here as Team Boosted find themselves in much a position they were putting It Worked in just around prior. There's Razor getting blasted to nowhere thanks to Taco, a beautifully placed C4 to try to even things up a little bit more. And well, Cash has become a real star player. Again, started off slow, but has found his legs and hopes to get more. There's Taco taking down Sav, and things evened up. Tough beginnings. Now Doxy taking a little bit of damage. Goni is lit up to nothing, just under the 20 HP mark, I'd have to imagine. And Cash still playing aggressively. He likes to go for these things. He likes to go get out there and try to get some big kills. And he's marched his way all the way up to the top of the floor. But Taco dead to Millies might be calling his name out. Shots go through. Somehow the head doesn't get lit up. Doxy, I think it is, just surviving that engagement. Goni gunned down as well, and it's all on Cash to save his team from the big 1v3. This could be the 7-5 that they're looking for here, and the plant will go down. Cash not a great position, and it looks like this might be all she wrote here, be an epic 1v3 clutch up.
Well, Nitro's gonna do nothing. A bunch of pre-fires coming out from Cash. It is plausible that it could happen, or rather possible, as Doxy is on a single bullet, Millies is on half health. But locked out of his own sight, trying to find the shots. Can't find anything. Cash will lose out. 7-5 goes Cafe the way of It Worked. And it's a tough loss, frankly, for Team Boosted. But at the same time, it's really inherently bad. Took a 5-0 team as a 2-3 team to 7-5. You've made them work every single round of their attack, and it just wasn't happening for that last round. But every round prior, there was a bunch of 2VXs, a couple 1VXs, I think, as well. It wasn't outside of, I think, that one round we saw, round 11. There wasn't a ton of absolute blowaway rounds, really, on either side, but especially for It Worked. There was not really these pure raw stomp rounds that kind of I was expecting, honestly. So it's pretty nice to see that Team Boosted stuck so well with It Worked, and it makes me really look forward towards map 2 of Villa.
Yeah, I think we do have a nice little bit of a game on our hands here tonight, and man, so close to taking OT, but It Worked edging it out. So we will be jumping to a little bit of a break, and then we'll be back with map number 2. As we said, that's going to be Villa. So more exciting news there. It'll be, again, the defensive starting of It Worked. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, don't go too far. This best of 3 series will continue in just a couple of minutes.
Welcome on back, everyone. Thank you for the wait and being patient with it. If you're just now joining us, you just missed quite the banger of a game. A little bit of a barn burner as it worked winning out 7-5 up against Team Boosted on Cafe. A little bit of a struggle for it worked, but they managed to make it work and catch the win on that map. So big a big task is up on the board here for Team Boosted as we are headed on to Villa next. But Slay, what are your thoughts either on Villa or on what the matchup we just saw on Cafe?
Well, I mean, I think it was a really good matchup. Back on Cafe to be up front. I mean, it was tremendous. It worked. Was able to get the dub, yeah, but I mean, it was very close to going to overtime. I mean, Boosted coming in here, they went 2-3 in their regular season. While we look at it work going 5-0. So I mean, just based on the stats, it doesn't look great for the guys on Boosted, but I think they really showed up and did some great work. So heading into Villa, this is going to be a real good talking point as to how everything goes. I'm excited to see if it'll go their way finally. I mean, it's been kind of on the verge here. So I'm hoping for more close matches and maybe Team Boosted can sneak this one past them and take us all the way to Oregon. But without further ado at all, let's go. It's Villa time. It works still on the defense, and let's make it happen.
Yep, we did see a very defender-sided Cafe last map. It was a 3-3 split the second time for Team Boosted, and it was 4-2 split for It Worked. So, very close one, but it was, in the end, like I said just now, very split map. So, we might be seeing the same thing here coming out on on Villa, as it will be an ace ban, interestingly enough. First off, a lot of positions on Villa um, have these very unsafe walls. It's just very generally scary to go for some of these walls that are very commonplace to be opened up and very almost necessary to be opened up on the map. So, be seen a lot of Hibana as Thatcher is now banned as well. Should lead to a Cade ban. Nope. It is instead a Mira. Last one is expected probably something like a Valkyrie, could be something like a Cade. Uh, or, yep, it is a Valkyrie.
There's a
So,
Valk.
practically the same bans as last time, just this time it was a Hibana or an Ace instead of Hibana.
Yeah, pretty standard when it comes down to this map of Villa. Like you were saying though, long range hard breaching is kind of a nice commodity. And before Ace, they would ban out Hibana, force you to get up close and personal with either the Maverick or the Thermite. Rest his soul. Gosh, I miss him. He's a great man, but nowhere to be seen these days. And yeah, the C4 problem was very well seen. So I'm excited to see how this goes. We're going to start off on AVG. Now, there's been a lot of talk about how this map has gone, and there's been some changes. I mean, it used to be pretty defender-sided, but now a good attacking team can find home quite often when they put together those big crossfires, when they get that great control. As Chief puts it, the 360 crossfire will shut you down. So I'm excited to see what Team Boosted can do. They're starting off here on the offense, and getting a good beginning here will be so essential. It Worked has shown that they can really pop off when the time calls for it. And, well, I mean, who knows? Maybe they've just been waiting and resting their power to shut it down super quickly. I don't know what's to be coming here, but Team Boosted again, still, down 0-1 is not where you want to be. From now on, just to win the series and to advance quickly into the semis, they have got to win every map. Villa in Oregon is every map, and not going to be super duper easy, especially against the best rated team in their division. I mean, It Worked has gone undefeated, and well, they're looking to continue that record into the playoffs.
Yeah, and the thing I would like to note as well with both of these maps, Villa not as much, it's not as oppressive, but especially on Oregon and on Cafe, these are two maps that really work fantastically for It Works defensive style. They really like to work around this Wamai and Jaeger duo, as well as a bunch of shields, and making that happen on Oregon is going to be so impactful for it work. Team Boosted has to find a lot of round wins on this defensive side, or on this attacking side, to carry over into their defense. Or not a lot, but just enough that the same thing can't happen where it almost feels like it work can do the bare minimum and really just make it work and do the best that they can. As I'm combining weird phrases that in the end don't make sense. It just sounds like I'm blabbering on. But already this extension into trophy stat has been dealt with from Team Boosted. It worked is playing very aggressively though. And it's quite the change from the first map. There's a lot more roam play already than they showed on Cafe. A lot more aggressive play coming out from It Worked than they showed on Cafe. It's been working pretty well here for themselves as they've already gotten a good, or rather, it's, it's been working out pretty well because they've forced Team Boosted to use a lot of utility, and DoxG is going to be the first one to chime in with a kill as the plant starts to come down on the vault door. Razor is going to be able to get a kill as well as he's found two. Really has found another head. All 4 kills, all 4 headshots is just up to Goni on his lonesome here. The attempt at the kill has just gone absolutely sideways. He's going to be able to find one, once again denying the flawless round, but it's going to take so much to win out this round. He's found Razor at the least, trying to peek with the PRB pistol, as he's got very little HP, just a couple shots off, is hiding out in Skull, waiting for Shiba to get the kill. Shiba will not, and we will just prolong the inevitable at this point for a couple more seconds.
Yeah, it's not a great position to be in if you're Goni. I mean, you have to admire the way he's been playing this. Look at him go, the triple kill. I mean, it's starting to look not really doable, but kind of doable. I liked it from Goni. The guts and the grit they put in there, tried to get through. I mean, a 3K, not bad, but I mean, if it was a 1v3, that would have been all you needed. But of course, in a 1v5 with no help from the team, because they're all dead, doesn't often go your way. The ace clutch is something we like to see, but we don't get to see it very often. So again, big starts from the guys over on It Worked. They're looking phenomenal off the bat, and I'm excited to see how this goes. Now, something we saw early on, I feel like, into map number 1 is it took a while for the guys over on Boosted to really get going. I mean, Cash was kind of in the ones for a while, but then exploded onto the scene for the second half of it and really made a difference. So I wonder if he's going to be able to do a lot of great work as well. I think it's going to come down to everybody doing their part and not leaving Goni in the 1v5 ace clutch. That would be a good strategy to avoid, is trying to keep as many guys up. But I mean, you saw how well It Work can do their job. They can dominate the board so quickly where there just feels like there's no good chance to shut them down, to get it back even. And I don't know, when It Work goes off, it goes off, and it's almost unstoppable. You can try to bring it down, but again, the impactless frags, when it comes down to it, didn't get a win for Team Boosted, and it just kind of feels bad. So It Worked in a tremendous position. I mean, like you said, their playstyle very well could perform brilliantly, exactly the way we want it on this map. And here's Sav looking for a cheeky peeky. He's got the Commando 9 over lovely Roni, and he's gonna have a good time with it. One of the slickest reload animations in the game.
Yeah, I know. I remember back when Mozzie and Gridlock were announced and teased and released and stuff. That was the thing. It was, oh, do I pick the Roni for the cool new site that it has, the Vortex site that I think only like the FMG9 had at the time, or do I pick the Commando for the cool reload? Like, what is it? Oh man, which cool new thing do I pick whichever gun for? But now, since then, the Roni has been a lot more favored because of the gun sight changes as well. It's a bit more gameplay impactful than cool cosmetics like this. Sav will, in fact, be misdroned at this point. I'm interested to see if he can capitalize off it. He knows he's been misdroned. I'm interested as well if Nolad will pre-fire the angle, expecting the Mozzie to be here. Waiting patiently, though, it will be Cash to find Razors first. Nalad is looking
Mm.
forward, and he might have just heard the Mozzie go prone. He's just patiently watching and waiting on this angle, playing ever so passively until he gets assistance.
Get
He
it.
does, in fact, peek over to Sav and is able to take the head off of the Mozzie as Nip finds one as well. Millie's at least will get the refrag onto Goni. But in the meantime, the damage has been done by Team Boosted. It's a 2-on-3 with Nip at the least at half health, Knowledge just below 75. But like I said, it is that 2-on-3 as DoxG works to get some remodeling done, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough situation for it work. You have to say that. I mean, a single death here puts it into a 1v3, which is so difficult to really get out of. I mean, if you play this correctly, you should be able to shut them down in a 1vx. As long as you play together, it's just one refrag and the round's over. But again, if we can see it work, really just do what they need to and lock it down. Some easy, untradeable fights here could be huge. Of course, those won't be easy. Yeah, I'm excited to see how it goes. Millies and Doxy have both proved themselves, and well, there's Nip going down. I'm not sure if Millies knows he went down, but Nolly certainly does find Millies, and there's Nolly with a double kill, taking down Doxy as well, and Boosted swinging right back at him for the fences, as they say, you might have put us in a bad situation in round number 1. We're going to do the same to you in round number 2, and a tremendous victory goes their way, making an early 1-1 game. A little bit different than what we saw back in map number 1. This could be a very intriguing matchup to see how this goes. Back to Trophy is going to be the name of the game, and well, if this doesn't go great for It Worked, they will be in a deficit. I think for the first time in the series, I don't think we ever saw Boosted actually take the lead. I'm looking back here, and I don't think it was the case. It was very, very even up until that point where we saw It Worked just kind of boost ahead and take the big 6-4, I think it was, and yeah, so this could be a great opportunity for Team Boosted to get an early lead on and maybe try to capitalize from there on.
Yep, it will be pretty big. They were able to win out the round, like you said. Job there as we head back to statue. And it slowly is working for Team Boosted, even though it is 2 rounds. You were right, though. They did not find a lead at all on Cafe. They have not yet found a lead on Villa, but that could very easily change. A lot of punishment came out from from Team Boosted last round, as Sav took a lot of health for his aggression. Razor lost his life for his aggression, and it is just really good punishment that came out from Team Boosted. And I'd like to see similar action come out this round, not from It Worked, but rather from Team Boosted. Just able to quickly punish It Worked for what they want to do and what they keep trying to do, and not really allowing It Worked to be as just free as they have been. Already, right now, Sav might have been misdroned, might have been caught on that drone, not really sure. But It Worked, or rather, Team Boosted should be able to work forward and pinch him and pressure him out at the least, if not punish him entirely for his mistakes. Doxy's been also slowly punished, but Nip will end up the worse for wear in that trade. He's almost taken down to but a bullet's worth of health, if even that. Now, actually, caught being too cheeky, Razor will lose his head with Nolad on an awkward rotate. A bit odd that Nolad was down there, but Razor's clearly not happy with that one as he is taken down for the opening frag here in this 3rd round.
Oh, that's great there. Sav as well will drop now to Goni. Goni kind of the goatee here. Look at him go, 4-2. But Nolad has been someone to talk about. 4-1 now, has been having a tremendous couple of rounds here. Not round 1, as that was all Goni. All of his kills, most of them came from there, but now Goni gonna be dead and gone. Millie's tries to get Intero, but unfortunately for Kite, he doesn't have that ability. That would be pretty epic. But Taco with the refrag does find the Kite. It's Dachi and Shiba, and like you said, just 1 round prior, the damage has been dealt by Team Boosted, and it worked. They find themselves on a very thin margin. They don't have a lot of room for error, but Dakshi is is a great player. He's so good at fighting these, and that C4 doesn't go off. Cash gets the kill. And now it's all on Sheba, the 1v3. Tough situation, but can he make it work? 50 seconds left. Plenty of time in my eyes to get the plant down, and Taco is going to make some swift work of that, but there's a C4 shutting him down. Does he get another? Oh, man, just brushes him. Doesn't quite get the down or anything, and now Sheba trying to do something big here. Brought it down to the 1v2, but still, that's a lot more men than you've got, and the plant going down, it's going to be finished off. 45 on the clock, quickly draining down. Sheba might be fighting a losing battle here, but let's see what he can do.
Yeah, it is Cash and Goni on relative HP, the same as Sheba, but Goni will take the head off of Sheba. Quick end to the round for Team Boosted as they take their first lead in this matchup. Able to pull up 2-1 here on the attack on Villa. So, with that being said, as we move forward, once again, we'll be seeing Aviator Games. This should be the spot where It Worked is able to tie it back on up. They weren't as overly aggressive on this side of the map. They did peel back very quickly and then allow Team Boosted to really just push into their angles and let Team Boosted play as aggressively as they wanted. And end up working out really well for It Worked, especially just that flurry of kills they were able to snag for themselves, just doing massive work in that early or that middle portion of the round. Was that 4 for 0, where it ended up having to be Goni almost trying to clutch it out as a result. But with that being said, very passive setup coming out once more from It Worked is going to end up being just very quiet round. A lot of It Worked rounds have been very quiet on their defense. They're not this overly aggressive team that Team Boosted showed to be. It's just been very chill, relaxed play all in all for It Worked. But Team Boosted has been aggressive on their attacks, and they've been making it work on this site, or on this map rather, sorry. They've been doing good work to keep It Worked on their toes, which, going back to it again, that's what we kept saying is It Worked really, or rather Team Boosted really had to keep It Worked on their toes and keep them moving backwards, keep them on their heels, and just be as aggressive as they could be. And so far on Villa, they're doing good work for Team Boosted.
Yeah, I mean, they found the lead for the first time in the series. That is certainly something to be said. Razor, last match, went really big. Was one of the top fraggers. I mean, It Worked again has a great roster where all of them can be right up there. A lot of them up, post double digits. But Razor certainly stuck out as someone you don't want to mess with. We saw him get picked off by Nalid in the last round. He was closing up one of the windows and getting a bit drafty, and well, he found a draft through his forehead as well after a beautiful shot from Nalid. Here's Razor trying to get a little bit of revenge here. He wants to pop off, do some work. The Twitch drone shut down as well. Sheba was an operator we saw stuck in a 1v3 at the end of the game, or end of the round. Not the best place to be in, and tried their best, got it down as close as he could, but just couldn't finish it up. Always so tough. We've seen about half the round drain away now, and well, there's Sav going down to Nalid. Nalid's just picking things up and gets blasted almost to death, but is going to be able to survive and run around at just under 25 HP. Advantage of man goes to Team Boosted, but again, for how long? This is a great start. I mean, if you remember round 1, quickly, It Worked, just dominated everybody and put themselves into a 5v1. It was all Goni. That doesn't seem to be the case as of yet.
Yeah, Cash has also been taken down to about half health here. Taco's trying to work some downstairs pressure. This vault wall has not been pinched or pierced at all yet by Team Boosted. but ever so slowly they are trying their best to do so. Not having a nade op will punish that a good bit, as Nip is being shot in the toes at this point. He has no shock drones as well. And again, this is where that lack of nades is going to be a problem, as Taco caught not looking both ways before he crosses the street. Shiba's going to teach him otherwise to do so and shoot him in the back. Now, pushing forward, Razors is going to be taken down as Nip is caught or catches him all on alone. Goni is going to be getting the plant down as Nip has been downed, but it's a very kills coming out from Team Boosted, and they clutch out the round. 3 very fast kills that I could not see where any of them really happened outside of this one from Nolid. 1 and 2 even. And Team Boosted will be taking a 3-1 lead, shockingly, here on the attack side of Villa over It Worked.
This is tremendous. I mean, these guys are getting it done. It was some magic trickery, some sleight of hand at the end of the round there, because I really didn't catch what happened at all. It was 3 different kills come from 3 different players from what I saw in the kill feed, and tremendous work to be seen. Absolutely so from Boosted. They've really come alive, and it's great to see that. I mean, It Worked has been an overwhelming, powerful force for so long. Maybe this is where they meet a little bit of that good opposition. Some great opposition now, as they're down 2 rounds. This is more rounds than they've ever been down so far in the series. Team Boosted feel like they got to be on top of the world. If we're looking at a defender-sided map again, the 4-2 has been spoiled for the defensive side of It Worked. They're only going to be able to shoot for a 3-3, but Team Boosted putting it in a great position. At this point, they could push potentially for the 4-2, and even it would be a real shutout. The 5-1 is a potential here, is a possibility for these guys on TB. So very exciting for them, as they have done a lot of great work. They've got some amazing kills, and it's put them in a good position. It Worked have got to figure something out. Now, Sab was the top fragger for such a long time back on map number 1. Currently unable to find any success whatsoever. He's been struggling. 0 and 3. Shiba, now the new top fragger for the team, but look over at the guys on Team Boosted. You've got the legendary duo of Nolid and Goni, both of them dominating. Again, Goni is somebody who had a struggle back on map number 1, but here has clearly been opening up an entirely different can of worms, has been dominating over and over again in these tough situations, and it's been tremendous to watch. Team Boosted, they're looking alive and well here, despite Taco previously, again, the top fragger, not doing all too well. The rest of the team has found great success early on into this map.
Yeah, and that's a big characteristic, I think, of really good teams. You're not relying on but a single player. Everyone can really pick up and big when needed. So, already now getting to work on this roam clear is Team Boosted. Razor is going to be pressuring upstairs where he can, trying to look for some peeks here and there, but nothing coming of it at the moment. The rest of It Worked is cautiously remaining downstairs. This Mute Mozzie setup is more horizontal than vertical, it does appear currently from It Worked. They were able to get a lot of pressure going, as the first minute and a half has eclipsed the timer. That's doing pretty good, especially considering that Millies has a drone caught upstairs and is staring down the side of Team Boosted where he can. He's going to get the drone going on here, as Nolid is not going to even be aware that that was not his drone. It has been found. Not sure by who, but it's not even Sav. Sav is rather downstairs, so I guess it was a nitro from Millies then. That's very interesting that that down came out, but currently Team Boosted is in such a struggle point as Millies just has so much consistent info on Team Boosted thanks to this drone.
Oh, there's Nip taking out Shiba, but absolutely, man. I mean, Mozzie, he's great at denying information, but I guess he can't deny the death of Dakchi with Shiba. He's great at denying, but he also gains that information as well when he starts picking that up, and there's Millies capitalizing on it. Finishing off what was left of Nip, we saw him previously most likely down by that nitro, as we deduced. Detective Sheriff or Detective Sheriff Cherish here. That's the word. Sab gets a frag. Razor as well takes down Taco, and now things falling apart. It's all going in the 1v3. This is a win for work with no time. Goni's not going to get out of here alive. He's not going to have a chance to plant, much less win any gunfight. Okay, get a gunfight. That's all she wrote. Good stuff from It Worked. I mean, the drone coming from Millies just absolutely dominated the IT process there, and there wasn't much he could do about it. Tremendous work coming from It Worked as they'll take another round, pushing the lead to just 1 for the guys unboosted.
Yeah, working to cut down this lead. Gonna be big from It Worked. Just trying to get that 3-3 on this half is gonna be huge if they can manage to make it happen. I'm interested because that stall worked out fantastically for It Worked as well, forced funneling team boosted into these short corridors is what works so well on Cafe. Team Boosted has not been forced into those short corridors and allowed just a lot of freedom on these other sites, especially on Trophy Statue, which we saw Team Boosted win out both times. We saw a 1-1 split so far on Aviator Games, which we now head to for this 6th round, this final defense for It Worked, at least unless we see OT. But yeah, Team Boosted has been allowed so much freedom in how they want to attack and being able to move around, and I think that's a big thing to note is that a lot of these positions can be assisted from very close by or otherwise, whereas on Cafe, you know, if you're pushing Whitehall, you can't really help that out from anywhere other than Whitehall, and it force funnels a lot of positions. Whereas if you're looking at this map, you can force, you know, what am I thinking? I don't know anymore. I don't really know any positions off the top of my head that I was looking at that would very easily show what I was talking about. But regardless, Razor is very aggressive here on the Astro Stairs. It's going to cause him to lose half his health. This aggression from It Worked that Team Boosted like to show on Cafe is not having the same effect here so far on Villa that their opponents were having, and that same success. I'm interested that they keep it, or I'm surprised that they kept it up so hard into this last round. I'm interested to see how they're going to work into this last 2 minutes, considering they gave up so much ground already to Team Boosted.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of good real estate here. And it's always nice. Razor, like I said, got tagged up. Cash as well has lost a little bit of life, but no casualties on either side as of yet. No deaths coming through. Taco got the barely 9, having a good time, and as the Hibana looks to do a little bit of work. Taco is a tremendous fragger back map number 1, but again has struggled a little bit here, leaving a lot of the heavy lifting to Goni and Nalid. Nip as well as Cash have been doing some good work too, and ooh, scary explosions come through. Not going to do too much damage to Nalid. He's continuing to push. A lot of time left, 1:10 to go, and again, the advantage that Team Boosted has is they've got a good surround system on this nice little site here. Cash is about to just walk on in. He's having a good time, but still, you got to think there are 5 defensive members up. They're all still roaming. They've got mostly full HP, and it's going to be dangerous trying to get in there. This is going to be a bloodbath within the final 30, or could be 30 seconds, final minute at least. And this is going to be a big resolution to what has been a very slow and arduous round. All going to come down and all going to come to a culmination. Just a couple. There's Shiba, the first frag of the round. Sab as well takes down Taco, and now Nala with the refrag does find Shiba. Looks for more. Sab is going to get tagged up. A beautiful C4 from Dakshi shuts down Cash, and now things might be too little too late. Goni walking through the gash is done and dusted. Thanks to our man Dakshi, and Millies finds the final frag, shutting down Nalid. Beautiful work from the guys as they are able to do what they need to. I mean, it was going to be a tough one to go down 4-2 on your defensive side, not great, but they're able to grab the 3-3 and keep it moving on. Now, on their attacking side is where they're going to try to do the remainder of the punishment and really go for a big dub.
Yeah, it is a good round coming out from it. Worked again. They forced Team Boosted to work into a lot of these very hard to deny, or rather hard to destroy, Malusi Banshees, and they just were so slow moving through smokes, moving through nitros, and it was a good punish from it. Worked. And aren't you excited? Because I am. We're probably seeing an exact copy of that strat coming out here, as Cash is already setting up a couple of the same Banshees. I want to know how It Worked is going to take this site, because if they take from this back side, the same way that Team Boosted did in a very slow, very arduous fashion, it's going to be a very boring round, because we just saw it happen 3 times. We were very patiently watching Cash try and get the jump prompt. There it is. Now he gets the hard to place, or hard to reach. And they're impossible, actually, to reach outside of using destructible gadgetry. Impossible to reach Banshee. He's not getting the hard to reach one on the main stairs, at least, where you jump the banister and end up on the railing and put it right above where Shiba's drone was, on that weird little like indent bump thingy. Not really sure what to call it. The wood, I guess. But oh, this could be big. Timing from Razor as he looks off the angle at the worst possible moment. Goni will survive yet again. Moving forward is very quiet, cautious play from the side of It Worked, because there is no contention coming out from Team Boosted outside of Sav trying to get a Nitro out. Or rather, Sav nearly being nitroed by Cash, but nothing is found from the Malusi outside of just giving It Worked a bit more anxiety.
Well, the anxiety might start to pass a little bit when you realize, hey, that's one C4. They can't throw me later. And with Sav taking down the perpetrator, Cash dead, means that, well, the good thing about Malusi is she kind of does all her work, a lot like Jaeger before the round even begins. Those Banshees don't stop because she's dead. C4 already used, so maybe not the worst death, but certainly it's unfortunate to lose someone like Cash, who really popped off in the second half of map number 1. It Worked grab another Knights of the lead. Doxg has been a deadly fragger, and a lot of it has come down to Shiba tonight. He's gone 6-5 up to this point, trying to catch up with Nalid and Goni, both of them in the 7 range, and look at the pressure here. Sav just on the cusp of breaking in. Razor as well as Millies, everyone getting very close to it. There's still a lot of time when it comes down to it, and well, they gotta figure out what they want to do with that minute. Are they gonna go for a quick try of a plant? Do they want to choke out some of the remaining defending members? What's the play here? Doxg still looking into the study, wants to see if anybody's hanging out, trying to get shot up here, but most of the guys on Team Boosted seem very happy to sit passively and wait. Here's the angle from Nip, waiting and ready, just spots it, and there it is. Doxg going to be gunned down. Taco as well takes down Sav, and now he's flipping around, but there's a refrag. Razor onto Nalid. 3v2 as Millies takes down Goni. The plant now is being attempted. Taco chucks out the smoke. What a shot from Nip. It's a 2v2 down to a 1v2. Millies, last stop standing, gets the frag, and now it's going to be the revolver out. LFB back to the F2. Nip has some work on it. Going for the defuse here. Going for it. Holding it. Pulls off and is shot to bits by Millies. A good try. Almost had it going on, but it worked. Find another big round, and they take back the lead after what was a good couple of rounds where they had it lost.
Interesting from Nip there to be trying to swing out into the flashbang. I get there's only so many places he can be in that doorway, him being Millies, but still. I mean, it's a round win for Millie's a good 1v2 clutch up from the Twitch as she's seen a whole host of play here on these rounds, considering or despite considering that frankly there's been a lot better ops used on this map, and especially considering that Nomad isn't seeing any play. There's a single Claymore on Razors. Um, it worked is relying so heavily on their flank drones at this point to just be that good, um, that I'm interested to see if Team Boosted wants to play excessively aggro here. They can very well get away with a lot of flank play, considering there are no air jabs to worry about, no zero cams, no gridlock tracks. And I mean, we saw it consist of we saw a Nomad come out every round from Team Boosted. I believe it was in place of, yeah, it was in place of a sledge because they never had any nades for Team Boosted, which was always a problem point. Frag grenades are quite the commodity in Siege. There's only a handful of operators that have them, and not all of them are, frankly, that good. Names that come to mind are Finka, specifically. Nook is not that great, but already, Cash is trying to get aggressive here and try and find some opening. Get rid of, potentially, something like those nades from the sledge in terms of the kill, but nothing will come of it, and as we move more into this round, Nips just cautiously pre-firing, almost finds something.
Hi.
Oh man, there's close call after close call already in this round, and we've only eclipsed a minute here.
Jump scares coming through is Shiba. Now, I believe Shiba last map played a lot of the gridlock that we aren't seeing. I don't know if it worked really ran too much of the Nomad. They really did opt for a lot more gridlocks with those pesky track stingers going out and trying to slow people down. Oh, hi! Big swing. As soon as you pull out the gadget, that's when Coney decides to make his move. M59 to get to find that kill as, yeah, advantage now goes to Team Boosted by a little bit. Nice little man advantage. Oh, it's going to be enough, though. Team Boosted lost the lead, and now they've found themselves in a bit of a deficit, but they're looking to tie it back up, and that's going to be big. Again, this is a team that's already down 0-1. We've got a lot of work to do, but there's Razor with a refrag to take down Nip. Shiba takes down Taco. Now things are getting a little bit out of hand. We've got Gode, Naliad, and Cash. I almost said Goli or something crazy like that, combining the two into a super Power Ranger. But here's the C4 looking to catch a couple of them. Doesn't quite do anything. Nade won't really get much as well, but 50 seconds to go. It's the final countdown, 4v3.
Yep, 45 seconds remain here for it work. Team Boosted not in a bad position considering that Goni here is playing close.
Oh, hi, run! Goni, run!
Find a dash. Sky high, not able to confirm the kill onto Millie's. Cash is all that remains. He's got the nitro prep. Not going to find anything with it even. Nala, though, is going to find three. Frag, able to make it work. And it did not work, for it worked, as I can try and find as many ways to fit that phrase into the sentence. Nala going huge on the round as probably, frankly, won it out at this point for his team. Thanks to the Zofia stun, or the... Oh, man, the Zofia stun got caught in... Thanks to the Wamai disc, is what I was trying to say, as Nalid finishes up for 4. A massive round here for the Jaeger to keep us at 4. All for the scoreline. Man, what a huge clutch up from the Jaeger there on a big swing. And that was something that we kept saying, and I will continue to say all game, is that Team Boosted needs to just catch it worked as off guard as possible, do as many insane plays as they can, and just be, frankly, as crazy as they possibly can.
Yeah, I think they were pretty crazy there, man. I mean, we saw Goni do the suicide peak The nade flashing red, but he got in there. Actually got the down that I think enabled Nali to get that 3K because all of them were kind of hovering around, making sure that poor man was okay. Just took a shotgun blast to the chest and wanted to make sure that they could get him up. And well, Nali said, "Oh, well, thank you for gathering around, my brothers. Let me send you a message about Lord Tachanka," and absolutely sent them to the nether realm. Good grief. Legendary plays, finishing it off with a 4K as well. Just tremendous work from Naled. Great guy. We love to see it, and yeah, tying it back up. But man, it's hard because trying to rely on these crazy out of the world plays, it's exciting to watch from a viewer's perspective, but I mean, it's not exactly super easy to get that consistent, and that's where we might see problems start to arise. I mean, if Team Boosted can consistently just get magical 3Ks and great swings and just do all this damage, then yeah, they're going to continue to win, but the chance of that happening, still, it's difficult to be sure that that's going to be the case. Now, they're bringing out Nip on the Clash. I think we only saw this once, and that was on a kitchen round back on Cafe. I don't think they brought the lovely woman out again, but Naled is already opening up. He doesn't stop. He has no breaks on it. He's now 12-5 gunning down Sav.
Yeah, going big so far on this map, and a whole lot of aggression coming out from Naled in the last couple of rounds is net. A lot of victories for Team Boosted. Already they can peel back just a bit, play a lot safer here on this trophy statue round. So, that victory in place as well. Shiva is working his way alongside his team through this aviator side, which is very good just because there's a lot of hard angles to beat on the side of the defense. But, oh, not going to find the gunfight just yet. Goni is going to quick peek that drone and win out that gunfight. But a quick swing, in fact, from Millies. He's not slowed by any Banshee. Will net him the kill onto the Kai. That's a Nitro Cell down, leaving Cash to be the lone man down below with that. Not having Nip in an aggressive position, especially considering that Team Boosted already knew how it worked was going to push, is a big misplay, I think, on the part of the Clash. Razor down below is going to pressure out Nip, and that's going to cause Millies to get the kill. Now, in comes Cash, able to take the head off of Razor in the meantime. Puts us into a 3-on-3, but big denial from on site. The Clash of Nip is taken down, and it's just up to Taco and Naled on site. Cash down below with the final 40 seconds to halt this push.
You've got the pieces here for Team Boosted, and there's Taco taking down Shiba. More to come through. Oh, stop it, Taco, not allowed. No, bad Taco. You can't kill everybody like that. It's not cool. But he's going to do it anyway, and again, the 1vx is looking not good for it work. There it goes. Actually, no, it doesn't go. Daxi wins the gunfight. Knowledge shut down. 15 seconds to go. I mean, Cash and Taco should have this railed down, and there's Taco consuming everybody in those final 3 members. If it worked, is they take another good little lead here. Team Boosted really picking up the pace as they're hurtling towards what could be the end of map number 2. I mean, they're just 2 rounds away from it. This is a very similar situation that we found it worked in back on map number 1. They can get another round here, put it to a 6-4 in their favor. It puts it worked in a difficult situation. I mean, this is going to be interesting to see how it goes. Oh, man. Again, it is going to be Oregon coming up next if we see these guys over on Team Boosted win this out. And, well, that could be an interesting matchup. Absolutely. So, Oregon, one of those grindy, slow maps. So, we'd love to see what happens there. But it works. Still not out of it yet. The woods have not been cleared by Team Boosted. They still got to trek through the dangerous paths that Dakshi, Millie, Sav, Shiba, and Razor lay before them. Let's see what happens. Round number 10 coming in. Team Boosted close to confirming the match point.
Yeah, it will be pretty tough going here as you have to stare down both Dining Kitchen, which is a third site for good reason. It is not a strong, particularly strong site on this map, as well as having to look at Aviator Games, which, while it was won off it was won once by Team Boosted. That was off of, frankly, a 1v4 clutch coming out from Nolid, and it was already won once by It Worked. So you have 2 rounds to go before you can look back at Trophy Statue, and while Team Boosted will want to catch this win here and be able to at least confirm OT, it will be very tough going. They are running that Mute Mozzie Vigil combo that a lot of teams are picking back up now that the true 22nd from the stall of, what are their names? Vigil and Wamai is gone. A lot of teams have been picking up these 3 operators once again now that they have their time in the meta. And it'll be, as a result, a horizontal push coming in from It Worked. They're not going to really push into all this denial coming out from Team Boosted. They're going to just play to their guns, know exactly where they need to go, know what they got to do, and just work horizontally. A Nitro will come out and find no purchase whatsoever from Cash, just a little bit of noise, a little bit of destruction on the map. It's very quiet, all told, when it comes down to it, as Sav is going to be the first point of contact. I think there's someone on those red stairs. I'm not totally sure, but in fact, Nolid is going to aggress with the help of Nip. Start to get to work, and caught with a Pokeball, and Razor is going to get the first kill here onto Nolid. Despite losing all the pellets on the wall, things are working out for It Worked. Millies as well is going to pick up Taco, and it's just 3v5 now, 14 boosted, with one of those 3 being Nip on the Clash.
Things are looking grim here. I mean, Sav tagged up beautifully. Just a little burst of electricity could take him out, but here's Cash looking for the feetsies here, trying to do some damage. Yeah, kills are going to be essential here. Choking on words because it's such a tough situation for Team Boosted. They want to push us to match point. That's exactly what they're looking to do, but oh man, It Worked are in a very good place when it comes down to this. I mean, they've got some great leads, and there's Sav taking down Cash despite the 1 HP. And with Goni dead, let me tell you, man, a lone clash is not a clash you want to be. But Nip says, hey, out 1v5 ace clutches just to take us to Oregon in 2 rounds. Let's make it happen. Not going to happen. Sav, again, despite the 1 HP, comes through and really does a lot of the good work. Takes down Cash as well as the final operator of Nip. Beautiful work as It Worked. They don't want to go out yet, and they're certainly not ready. It's now 5-5. Someone's going to be taking match point here in round 11, and that somebody could end it all by round 12. It Worked again, dangerously close to doing what they did back on map number 1, and we're just taking it in regulation.
So, like you said, moving ever so close. We are confirmed for 12 rounds here, at the very least. We will be seeing the full regulation as we move on forward. Back to Aviator Games. The Clash is coming out for a 3rd round in a row, and frankly, it hasn't seen the most use. It was a very aggressive swing from Razor to deny Nip protecting Nolid there as he went for the impact denial onto the Habana breaching. But all told, yeah, it just hasn't had the most use. It didn't really have that much use last round. It got shot out from below very quickly and dealt with very handily in the round before on Trophy Statue. Wow, that was a weird way to say statue. I don't know why it came out like that, but now moving forward into this 11th round, I'm interested as to how Nip is going to be playing it and where specifically. He could do very well to stall out over on this side on the Astro and bedroom side of the map, or he could move over to study, which it looks like he will. And I'm interested as to, this attack has taken a lot of teams, or has taken over for a lot of teams. It's proven to do very well into Aviator Games, but when the entire setup is focused around denying this attack while the Clash is still that mobile shield as compared to a deployable shield, which is a lot harder to move. Apparently, Nollet has jumped out on Razor. I don't know how or from where. Razor's not happy about it. Nollet will catch his 13th kill. Yeah, it is just, I don't know, a very, I don't know. Things are just weird in this game so far.
Well, 2 minutes to go, so a lot of time. But yeah, Razor dead early on, thanks to the weird and wonderful plays from Nolid. Is going to put him in a little bit of a downward position. But again, that's a lot of drones. But the just love of Clash here is interesting. I mean, he hasn't worked particularly well. There's Millies with a frag on, and Nolid shuts him down. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the Clash. She's good when she works, but I feel like It Worked is able to do a lot of good things to counter and make her not so great. Almost turns her back here to Doxy. Still going to be pressured out a lot as we're starting to get down into the time. Minute and 15 to go. 4v4. Doxy continuing to chuck down all the utility, having a great time doing it, and get stuff going for the team. Saf takes so much damage, down low again, but we've seen him perform fine with low HP. Doxy again getting drones in, wanting to get the information they can. Minute has been surpassed now. It's down to about the 50-second mark, and this is going to be a big push in. Millies takes a little bit of damage. He's down under. Woven 7 has been a very, very big proponent in this team's rounds that they've won, but yeah, the Clash gets stronger as the time goes down. Doxy with the plant is going to be shut down by Goni. The C4 shuts it up, and there's another from Cash. It's down to a 2v4. It doesn't look great for Millies and Sav. Both of them low on HP. And with one gas canister left, not anymore. It's Goni, Taco is the man. He's still taking down everybody. And yeah, there it is. Team boosted. Take out the opposition. Push us to round 12 in their favor. It's match point in their favor. 6-5. They might end it just the same way that it was ended for them back in map number 1.
Yeah, we're staring down round 12 with Team Boosted in the driver's seat here, and they are pulling up to the very strong trophy statue site that they did really well on last time around. So we'll get to see how this time through It Worked. Wants to try and pivot, wants to try and make it happen to just send us at least to OT, give themselves another shot at winning out this game, and or at least before Oregon. But it will be the Clash coming out yet again from Nip. It helped out massively last round. Of course, the classic caster's curse, where it happens that I said the Clash was doing like nothing, and then all of a sudden the Clash has big help because it forced, in a weird way, it forced Razor to reassess his situation when Nip came through that doorway and study first after Doxy was nitroed from below or from involved. I'm not sure which. But yeah, Cash was right behind the Clash and was able to make it happen with that kill off of a correction from Razor. So I'm interested to see how they want to position Nip this round, make him work in this one, because the last time we saw Trophy Statue, Clash wasn't the big problem point for It Worked. It was, in fact, the Maestro who had more of an impact. And, I mean, at this point when, It Worked is not really changing up their attacking style, they're not really transitioning any other way to rather directly deal with something like Cash down below, to deal with the Clash elsewhere. It feels like almost the definition of insanity, in that they just keep doing the same thing over and over again, trying to hope for a different result every time. And just like that, Razor will lose his head thanks to Goni with that AUG A3 of the Cade.
Good old Goni has really become a threatening presence on the battlefield now. Arming the Nitro Cell. Oh gosh, oh, I'm so scared for this poor man. Pulls it. No, it doesn't go up, but Goni doesn't care. He gets the headshot anyway. Sav and Razor dead. More. There's more. Okay, it's not more. Millie survives by maybe a bullet, maybe two. It looks like one bullet, but barely gets out of that fight. Could have been a 3K for Goni. Shut down. Finally, Millie continues the push in. Now the Banshee gonna give the Twitch's position away. Backs back off. Cash now on the move. Looks the wrong way, and Sheba evens the count to 3-3. This is kind of similar to what we saw with Taco holding out. Got the Alda. We saw him pick up a 3K before and just kind of end everybody's play style and everybody's life. And let's see if he can do it again. The Clash is still up, and maybe she's going to be a massive proponent here. Nowlet is still up as well, and we've seen how big he can go. Millie's so low in HP, can't really go up against it. And there's honestly not a lot of opposition for the Clash. You lose to Zofia, no chance of trying to blast her off her feet and go for the toesies. 30 seconds to go. Nowlet finds Dakshi. Dakshi with the refrag. It's a trade, actually. And now it's a 2v2. Millie's wanting to get the plant down. The big move around. Oh, there it is from Taco. And now it's all on Sheba to keep his team in it. No chance, as Taco confirms that we will be going all the way to Oregon after our lovely stay here at the Villa. This is huge. Yeah, they're not done yet. The 7-5 matched by the 7-5 as both teams take some and lose some. It's all going to come to a culmination within at least 7 rounds of Oregon.
Yep, it will be headed to Oregon for our final map here. And it will be definitely a doozy. These two teams have been loving their stall. They've been loving holding off one another for as long as possible. And as a result of that, it will be just that much more once we end up at Oregon. But for that, we're going to take just a couple minutes break as we get everything sorted for that third map. So we will see you guys shortly for that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back again for the third time here. We're going to a brand new, exciting map. We love to see it. It's going to be Oregon for map number 3. It's been a journey to get here. Let me tell you, my name's Slayzilla, joined by the lovely Cherish. You're watching one of the big playoff matches between It Worked and Team Boosted. Now, It Worked has been dominant throughout the entire regular season, 5-0 compared to Team Boosted. 2-3, kind of scraping their way into the playoffs. But here, it's looked like they're two very well matched teams, 7-5 for each map, going to once It Worked and the other time Team Boosted. So here we are, going to be going big for Oregon. Cherish, what do you think?
It'll be very interesting. I know we've been talking about a little in the previous map. We talked about it a little together during the break, but the big thing to note is that both these teams are very big proponents of stall, be it either Mute Mozzie or the old Jaeger Wamai. And especially that one they've been loving a lot. There's been a lot of Goyo play, especially on Cafe, coming out from It Worked. And that'll be big help on Oregon, as there's a lot of these positions. First coming to mind, Kids Attic, Upstairs Attic, Elbow down in basement, the Pillar down in basement. There's just so many positions that are um, abusable and well assisted by the Jaeger, by the Wamai, by Goyo, shields, denial, all that stuff. So it'll be a slow matchup, but ready to get into it and finish up to see who's going to win out this series between Team Boosted and It Worked. The team, like we said way earlier, that will be, it'll be getting to see, or rather, we will be getting to see who faces off against Ariel. Ariel Arise in the semifinals.
Yeah, it's going to be
Already.
exciting.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that one because I think after this it'll be quite a contested match and it'll be very interesting to watch.
We'll have to find out who's going to make it there. Now, Thatcher's going to be our first ban. And as the remainder bands come through, I've kind of noticed this just looking at the league standings. So It Worked was in the Raven, I guess, what do they call it? Raven, not Lee. What would it be? Raven Conference. And they actually, I don't know, it's kind of interesting the way everything went. Now, It Worked went 5-0, NTNS 4-1, Phantom Rose 3-2, and then Black Mom and Nemesis Strike X all had a score of 1-4 throughout the season. So I don't know, it's kind of interesting. Compare that over to the opposite side where we had 3 teams going 4-1. Trust Only Squad, Aerial Rise, and Dallas Vendetta, all dominant forces. So kind of interesting how everything played out. And you have to wonder, as we move in, there's our band. So it's going to be Thatcher, Maverick, Kite, and Mira. But as we move in, what's it going to be like for It Worked? Obviously, they had a pretty great time in their own conference, but now mixing the best of both worlds, I think they might be in for a couple of big, tough bumps down the road. And well, their first one looks like it's Team Boosted, taking them all the way to map number 3. It's very interesting how those conferences kind of played out, but this is a big time for both of these teams to try to step up and take down Aerial Arise, who certainly were one of the top teams in their own conference just in the regular season.
Yeah. So moving on, it'll be very interesting to see just because, I mean, we already said it earlier too. It's just crazy that Team Boosted is clutch or is holding so tight right now with It Worked. It's that double 7-5s on the map for both teams. And I mean, considering the records where we were saying It Worked was winning out map after map at probably around roughly a 7-3 average, and Team Boosted came in at 2-3. It's been quite the struggle. Or it's been very interesting, rather, to see that they are so tightly contested with one another. But away from that, we will be seeing, you guessed it, a very fun Jaeger Wamai coming out here. Razor is going to be trying to get a bit annoying. gonna look for some early picks as there's no drone coverage from Team Boosted up until now. We'll shoot out that one and deal a good chunk of damage to Nip, but not enough to find a kill. Razor is just upset as he's dealt nearly a health, or Nip's full health bar as Razor is forced to back off under the pressure of Nolid. Doxy is coming up to provide some assistance as the gas canister will come down and is forced to actually Nolid to an awkward spot. He's caught all on his lonesome. Will allow Razor to retreat under the cover of gas canister and gunfire. But in the meantime, Goni has taken a little inkling of damage and Nip has taken a good chunk. So all in all, a victory in the end for It Worked there.
Pretty aggressive. I mean, Razor certainly seems to be ready to go and trying to shut these guys down. It'll be interesting to see if sort of aggression plays well into their strategy. Here's Razor again, peeking out into the open, wanting to pick off a couple of heads, put his team in the lead. And yeah, we've seen how quickly just a single kill can spiral out of control. It's very interesting how everything goes. And look at how many people are just ready to flow on through. Everybody seems to be at this party, and there's a nice little drone placement from Cash. He's going to see all of what Millies is doing, and he might be able to take advantage of that. Here he goes. He's got the lifeline out, but the swing actually comes up. No, get off your drone, brother. No! Millies gets a headshot onto Cash as soon as he gets on the drone. I saw it happening in real time, and that is pain for Cash. Minute to go, man advantage for It Worked.
Yeah, and that man advantage continues to rise. Doxy and now Nip has been down. Doxy picks up 2 after he shuts down Nolid as well. Tony is going to try and find what he can. He's not even going to look to ace away that shield. Taco's been taking a lot of wow. Taco has been dealt a lot of damage, as now Goni is caught on the same rough HP. At least Razor is going to be taken down from shots in the back from Taco after dealing with Goni. And Taco is able to control the recoil enough to get a headshot on the Sav, but it is not enough. Too little HP as Millies is going to confirm our first round here on Oregon. Every first round so far has in fact gone the way of It Worked here on their defenses. And then so far it's split. Both third and fourth rounds. Let's see. Only the second round out of the first 6 is different. Because it'll go It Worked, then it's a weird round, and then team boosted, It Worked, It Worked. So we're probably staring down a 4-2 half if everything goes correctly. And interestingly, we're seeing a Frost coming on out from It Worked.
Frost, we've talked about this before, and she does bring the secondary shotgun to the table, which is a pretty hot commodity when it comes down to the operators. I mean, Mozzie used to have the super short. He was ripped away out of his sad hands. His short little hands got the super short taken away, and that would bring out the Frost here. She's got the traps, a little bit of a surprise factor. I haven't really seen anybody step into the welcome mat. I really don't see a lot of bear trap action, but you know what? A good operator just to fill in the gaps if you need to. She does bring the shield as well, which is another hot commodity when it comes down to it. So she's a nice little operator. It just unfortunately doesn't have the best main utility when it comes down to those bear traps. They can get you down in a single step, but in this level of play, we really don't often see that. And that drone was having a little bit of a fit there, but all good. And here comes the move. So Team Boosted already down a round, as you kind of come to expect it. It is a pretty dang heavily defender-sided map. When you come to Oregon, you don't expect the offense to just come and ride through on their horses and claim victory left and right. It's going to be a grind for them. So Team Boosted off to it, but I mean, the way it was won last round by It Worked, they started off tremendously well. We saw Taco on minimal HP try to fight back, brought it down to a 1v2, I believe, but again, wasn't able to get much further than that. Team Boosted, they've proven a lot tonight, and I'm excited to see if they can prove even more on this map of Oregon.
Yep. So we'll get to see what can happen here. As repelling on in, Razor will catch Knowledge. Being very aggressive in an awkward spot. No! What a shot from Razor through the wall. Able to confirm a second kill for himself. Taking down the ace is a huge find for Razor here. The Jaeger doing massive work now on this defense. His Nip has been down as well. Razor for 3. He's caught on a single point of HP as Sav finds cash. It's just up to Taco. Once more, will we finally see our flawless round as in comes the Frost and losing out, not able to deal a bit of damage. Taco will fall. Our first flawless round despite being teased so many times. Phillies will confirm it. And it will be 2-0.
It's going to be it, man. 2-0 with the flawless round to boot. Man, that feels good. We haven't seen a 2-0 opening since map number 1. And you know who map number 1 favored, and that was It Worked. It came down to, again, all 12 rounds like both maps had, but it ended in It Work's favor. So the slow beginnings here could spell disaster for the guys over on Team Boosted. Then again, this is a defender-sided map. I mean, can they get out there and win at least 2 rounds is going to be the big question. On Villa, they were able to win 3, which was really, really great for them. Went through and finished it up with the 4-2 half for the second, and was able to score the 7-5 here. They're really going to have to work for it. It's not going to be easy at all. It Worked has certainly showed us that they know what they are doing. They feel very confident on this map. There's no doubt that they've played it numerous times because it is that much of a meta map. Everybody has to learn Oregon. It's the same way it was Cafe, Villa, and oh boy, Clubhouse before Oregon came in. Oregon has kind of snatched up one of their places. Usually it seems like either Clubhouse or Villa gets traded out for it. In this case, it was the lovely Clubhouse that took the fall. Another slow map when it comes down to the playstyle, but yeah, this is a map that is very, very well played and has seen a lot of action from, I'm sure, both teams. So they should be feeling confident about how they want to go execute. It's just going to come down to who is going to be able to execute better or stop the execution and really control the way this game goes. And within the first 2 rounds, It Worked. Looks pretty great, dominating a lot of what we've seen. Team Boosted, they've only got 3 kills within those 2 rounds, and Razor again is going to open up with the opening kill. There's Cash dead. Oh, wow.
Whew. Well, the problems continue for Team Boosted. This defense has been working fantastically for It Worked. We haven't yet seen a flawless rotation from either team. We saw a couple of 2-round in a row, but there's not been a flawless defensive rotation just yet. Looking forward, though, we might be staring down our first tonight. Taco is getting to work on this back wall as well, trying to find something that he can. And while they are in a 5v3, it's not like Team Boosted is massively down. Razor is only, 2 bullets away from death, and Shiba is pretty low himself. Shiba is going to butt scoot across the way of Attic as Taco is going to find Millies. Missing his shots, interestingly, is Shiba, but he's going to find the head at least of Knowledge. Shiba at least refragged now as well from Razor from down below with a nice nitro cell. Leaves just Goni on his lonesome here to find 3 bodies. And what was vaguely winnable is now very much not at all winnable here for Team Boosted. Goni has to pull off the magic. He won't even be able to find one. A flawless rotation comes out from It Worked. This side triangle perfected by this defense. They are up 3-0, much more dominant looking than any map prior.
Yeah, my friend, this is looking very rough for Team Boosted. I mean, oh boy, it's not the way you want to get it going. And that's the thing with Oregon is it's a great map for defense. Every site is pretty dang viable. I mean, you can feel comfortable wherever you go. And make you question, can we see a comeback from a potential 5-1? Is that going to be a possibility for the guys over on Team Boosted? But with the flash rotation, you threaten you to double that and make it a 6-0, which is just about as good as you can get. It is as good as you can get on either side of the board. So the 6-0 is still in the books for it worked. It's very doable, and gosh, the way they've been putting the force out has been unreal. Oh man, this is the it worked we know and we love from the regular season. And Team Boosted, well, they're gonna have to find something out. I mean, this is more or less what I expected coming into the series, and Team Boosted proved that wrong, being able to take map number 2 in the 7-5 form, and really both maps were very close. But this one, it just feels like it might have a different ring to it. Like we might be seeing something a little bit tougher. And Team Boosted, I don't know, they've got what it takes to shut down after the floss rotation already comes out. We're already seeing a lot of damage being dealt. Team Boosted to have to do something huge here. It's not going to be easy, but it has to come with not losing 2 of your players within the opening minute. That is a great beginning, and let's see if they can at least work that through. They haven't found an opening kill at all in the past 3 rounds, and I think that would be a great turnaround for Team Boosted to just get some control off the bat, but it's been impossible up to this point to do so.
Yeah, well, in fact, Team Boosted is moving very swiftly here. They know from the last round that it work doesn't really contest much on the upstairs side of things, and as a result, we'll be pushing very swiftly on forward. A lot of all 3 hatches are being busted open as we speak. Thanks to Taco, who still has 6 pellets in his back pocket for a rainy day, whatever he chooses to need for that. Nitro will not find the life of Taco, as a second Nitro has been claimed on the stairs. So that's both Razor and Sav's Nitro cells down. And a quick peek from Sav is alongside Razor. Taco's body will drop lifelessly from the sky at that point, as Naled and Taco have been felled. Nip trying to salvage what he can here, but considering that the top fragger and one of only 2 fraggers on the side of Team Boosted has been taken down in Taco, it is not looking good for Team Boosted here, as it works in such a good position.
They were the game, man. They've put themselves in great positions, and it'll be up to Nip trying to work his way out of that. Tagged up for about 50 HP. I mean, look at the standings here. Such low HP, but Goaty does find Millies. If he finds a couple more, that'd be huge. But the smoke is going to push him away right into... did he get down by the smoke at the end of it? I don't know, but Nip is down as well. Did he get shot? He got tagged up a little bit, and this isn't good, man. That smoke is threatening to be deadly here. That's all you really need. 4v2, Sav finds another, and Dakshi shuts down Goni. It's all cash on such minimal HP. This is again just a dead round in the water. It has to be. If Cash gets out of here, it'd be amazing. But Razor, who has stood up and done so much work for this squad, says no chance that you'll be coming through this. And well, that's it. Dead, gone, and over. Now, interestingly, Millies has traditionally played as Zagoyo, but Razor seems happy to take that over for a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Goyo today from the side of it worked, as it will in fact work very well. Razor going back to the Peruvian, I think he is. But while I actually go and Google that, because now I'm interested. It's been working out fantastically for the side of it worked. Been allowing so much stall presence to be coming out from their side, and it's just working massively in their favor. He is not Peruvian, he is in fact Mexican, so I'm incorrect on that one. It is Amaru, who I think is Peruvian. But away from that, headed back to kids' dorms now, as we will be seeing it work to try and continue their round of success. They're now tallied up to 4 in a row, looking for 5, trying to make this round work and just continue their winning streak, because Team Boosted has not found any semblance of headway. They are 3 people on 0 frags. It is a total of 6 through 4 rounds, and it's been such a massive struggle that there's just not been any opening found from Team Boosted, and It Worked is just punishing that massively.
It's been brutal. I mean, it really has been. I mean, you're looking at 20 kills in total from It Worked to a total of 6 from Team Boosted, and yeah, that's gonna sting a little bit, man. That's a massive discrepancy. Where are those kills going, man? Where's happening? It Worked is just dominating in every step of the way, every sense of the word. They're doing what they need to, and I mean, look at Razor 8-1 right now. He has been the lead fragger in this map. He's dominated. He was a big proponent back on map number 1. Struggled map number 2, but there's Nolly actually finding the kill onto Millies. The nice headshot goes through. He's kind of lined up with the pressing the C4 charge, so I thought Razor had something, but no, he didn't. And actually goes the other way. So for the first time, Boosted stand up with the opening kill, and maybe this is a sign of things to come. But still, the damage being dealt, so difficult to get through. 2 rounds here would provide them a 4-2 split, which is workable, but again, it's difficult. They're really gonna have to get something going to manage that scoreline.
Yeah, it is pretty funny how that all lined up. I audibly groaned because I thought it was the Nitro shot from Cash down below. We'll continue to expand Team Boosted's first real lead here. They're up 3 men to 5 now, as Razor's playing very aggressively on this breach. A lot of stalls starting to come in as Doxy is using his smoke now, and Razor will not find a kill. He's forced to go prone under the wall as Nolid and him are edging each other away, but Razor will find Nolid in the meantime in their little duel there. Pushing up the white stairs, Nip will get a kill as wow, Doxy swings out onto him. And a nice shot from Doxy will claim the head of Goni. It's just Cash upstairs, or rather, yeah, Taco upstairs, Cash downstairs. Cash has to push from bait, but Taco is holding down the fort upstairs. Doxy will have to find a total of 4 kills on the round to be able to claim this for his team. Diffuser's in a favorable position for him, and he has the sight line onto Taco. It's just up to Cash. 20 seconds to go. Cash is going to push forward into Kids as the kill is claimed by Doxy. Now Doxy in an awkward spot, though. The reload found by Cash as I'm stumbling over my words. That single magazine dropped and the foot backwards will allow Cash to find where Doxy is and finish the swing of rounds in favor of It Worked at.
And that was a crazy round. I thought Doxy was going to grab the 4K and clutch up for the team to continue the undefeated round streak, but no. Cash able to do what he needs to, and that's got to feel good to put the team on the board, even if it's just a little bit. That's going to be essential here. Again, a 4-2 is not unexpected out of an attacking or a defending half. A defense should be up in a 4-2 situation, but that's manageable by the offense. They should be able to work with that. A 5-1, on the other hand, really does spell trouble when it all burns down and when it all comes down to it. Now, we'll head back to Kids. Interesting that they don't want to go to meeting. They decide to do the repeat site, and they believe they can, make enough changes and figure it out enough that they'll be able to shut down Team Boosted here. But what if they don't? That would be a huge win. I think it's going to be an essential win for Team Boosted. They were able to find one, the clutch up, but they have to find one more to really feel like they're still in it with a good chance on their defense. It worked. We haven't actually seen them attack yet, but I mean, if it's good, if they can score, at least a 3-3, if this does go to Boosted, they're going to end it up. They're going to take the win and move on to take on Aerial, So a lot of things going on here, but Team Boosted are in a situation where this is a pretty big must-win round to really feel like you've got a semblance of a chance heading into your defense.
Yeah, we'll have to see what Boosted is able to make work in this round. Like you've been saying, they absolutely have to try and just find some opening for whatever they can in this round. Just they need to make it happen. They need to make it work, and they need to just go for it because you can't be going down 5-1 like you were saying. Aggression from Sav might end up netting him a kill, but nope. Cash is instead not going to open this door and alert Sav to his position. Instead, he will elect to drone away, and caught on a missed drone is Millie's, or rather not droned out, but Knowledge instead will find his second opening frag, this time onto Razor, able to pick that one up, as so far everyone, or every round, or rather, gosh, whichever team gets the opening frag, frankly, it has been mostly at work today, or this map, has won out their round. That's another good find from Dox G as he's taken the head off of Donny.
Yeah, they do have the double hard breach, but as I say that, the double hard breach is gone. Taco dead, but the refrag from Cash takes out Sav. So it's still a 3v3. Now, with no hard breach, hopefully they did a lot of their damage, and we saw Taco open up a lot into the upstairs realm on the attic. That will be good and useful. Oh man, these next couple of kills are going to be huge, and Nip doesn't win it out against Millie's. That could spell bad news bears. It's Naled and Cash. Both of them have been very, very capable fraggers, but they're going to have to do more than just be capable. They're going to have to go out there and get the results that they really do need here. And with about 45 seconds to go, a single death here coming from coming in favor of what worked, putting Team Boosted down to a 1v3. Most likely will prove fatal to this round, or they won't be able to work out of that one. Team Boosted needing to put it down to a 2v2, but again, the time drain is starting to look a little bit rough. Doxy has no more smokes to use. The canister's already gone, but might be fine because the time is again going to be rough. Now he takes down Millie's, but the refrag from Shiba might just come out. He does take down Cash, and now Doxy swings in the M5, doesn't quite finish it up, but Shiba is able to do just that, and the 5-1 round or 5-round half is confirmed, and that's got to be much to the dismay of Boosted. They didn't want to be here, and now their defense is going to have to be as strong as anything to get them out of this. We're talking about just 2 rounds in favor of the attacking side of it worked, and this game and this series is all but over.
Well, granted, it will be a very similar hold coming out from Team Boosted. We've seen this time and again. It is just copycat on copycat coming out from these two teams as the Wamai comes out from Nip. And we'll get to see our first Iana coming out from It Worked as well, an operator that doesn't really see as much play as a lot of people. And by a lot of people, I think I mean literally just you and me would like to see. We are both very big Iana fans, and I really like it, or I really like her. Her gadget is very interesting. It can work pretty well on these smaller maps, or these smaller area maps, where you can just send her out from the barrels area and scout out to see if someone's on the shield here in elbow, or if someone's on like the tarp store shield, which Taco just placed down. You can use it for little scouting like that, and it works out pretty well because it threatens a body as well, instead of just being a drone. So it'll be interesting to see how Millie's is going to work with this operator. And Razor has also shifted a bit. He's on the Ash this time, the True being on the Zofia from before. So I'm interested to see if It Worked can really shut this map down in just 2 rounds and finish it off 7-1, or if Team Boosted will be able to bring it on back at all.
It's a great question, man. It really is. Team Boosted, I mean, we haven't seen their defense yet for this map, and well, both defensive sides have been pretty good when it comes to the last couple maps. We saw a lot of defender-sided gameplay, but Team Boosted have got to say, well, we're taking that to a new level. The 5-1 to match it, and they want to somehow win regulation, be a 6-0 stomp down. Millie's getting all that information, running through with Iana, getting the drone out, and knowing exactly where that little man Jaeger is going to be. Shiba as well on the shock drone. A lot of information can come through here. They're definitely looking to do just that. And we actually don't see the mutant Mozzie that Team Boosted like to run for a while. Sav takes the first frag. It's going to be Nally going down. That's unfortunate for the Melusi, and a good opening kill for it worked. Continuing the pressure on is more and more coming down the stairs. Cash now left alone in the freezer. Getting a little bit chilly with all the people coming for him, and now you're starting to see the pressure get closer and closer. Sheba down in the laundry stairs, looking for an opposite angle. And there it is. Beautiful kill from Nip to take down Millie. Gets the refrag. More might come from Nip as he's looking every which way. Ooh, dang. Just about finds the head there. There's Zofia. Sav just walks on in, and Nip is going to be able to punish that. Cash as well might find one, but it's Nip for the triple kill. The quad kill for Nip, as Razor finally shuts the man down, but it's all Razor in the 1v3. This isn't good, Cherish. Let's see what he can do. Can he get out of this?
Yeah, not looking good for the 7-1 hopes of it works. Another gas canister is going to stall out the Ash. Still is on full health, but he has no drones, and things are a little rough. He's going to try and make his way upstairs, at least try and fake out Boosted, but no one seems baited at all. He's just chilling, pre-firing away at the smoke. Gonna find one, at least on a taco. Not able to find the smoke, 10 seconds to go, and Goni will find him. So, Team Boosted able to salvage the round, able to start slowly trying to work their way back on into things. Wow, that was a quick shot from Goni. Granted, you could see him through the slits of the shield, but like, man, that was up and down, and he's taken the head of Razors. A Razor. Keep calling them Razors, like plural Razors, but it is just a singular Razor with an extra R. But
Razor.
Razor.
There it is. Love to see a lot of random punctuation in these guys' names. I mean, we see a couple of underscores and dashes coming out from Boosted, but a lot of periods from the guys in it were Dakshi, period, Sa, period V. Everyone has a nice little extra period going on. It's always nice to see, but Team Boosted with the opening, I guess their half opening win, which is good to see for them. They're going to try to keep it going. Again, are they fighting a losing battle is still to be answered. It worked so close to ending this, and Boosted gonna have to work so hard. They're gonna take us all the way upstairs to kids' dorms where they hope to find another big victory. Again, any win coming from their work puts those guys into a match point situation. Oh boy, which will be pretty much fatal for Team Boosted. I mean, that is so difficult to just go through and not lose. Not easy, but there's a good chance that it is gonna come through within the coming rounds. I mean, all they gotta do, all it needs to do is get 2 rounds out of these 6. They're good to go. They're golden. Gonna go play Aerial Arise soon, and they'll be feeling great about it. Team Boosted, on the other hand, kind of in the backseat, are gonna do what they can, and we'll see if these plays will make it happen. The clash is back at him again with Nip. Will it be enough for Team Boosted to take another big round?
Yeah, I'm interested because Clash doesn't see a lot of play in general. And Nip has been a big fan of the Clash as time has gone on in this matchup. But moving forward, downstairs pressure taken as it's not even contested in the slightest from Team Boosted. That'll allow it work. I don't know. I got so confused for a second by what Sheba was doing as he nearly killed teammates twice. No clue what that was, but away from that, Millie's is going to be the first one to find a fight. Just kidding. It is Goni falling to Razor hanging up on the rappel, as I thought it was going to be Millie's finding Cash, as he does now, as Cash rather, was lurking down below. Now that just leaves the Clash alongside Smoke and Jaeger on the defensive side with this minute 32 to go, and could be a very big problem here for Team Boosted with this last half of the round to go.
Yeah, there's an overwhelming force coming at them. I mean, a big two-man advantage. This is getting scary. You've got the Clash, who's great in these low time rounds, but again, there's plenty of it, and there's a lot of chances to deal with her. She gets less and less powerful the fewer guns to back her up, I believe, and we're starting to see that drain down. The only two friends with actual weaponry. You had the sidearm the Clash does carry the SPS, but there's a huge kill from Razor to take down Taco. And well, this round is absolutely just about done. Razor says, I totally agree with you. The flawless round comes out not for the first time, but the second time this map, as it worked, have turned on some sort of afterburners and are racing to the victory line. It's match point with 4 rounds to go for Team Boosted. All of them need to be victories, or this is done, dusted, and in the books.
Yeah, quite the speed run coming out now as we have at least time with 4 rounds to go max. To at least hit that OT. Very good job so far from It Worked. Making well, making it happen. So, that being said, Taka will switch off from the smoke over to the Valkyrie, trying to provide a lot more assistance to his team and just get some more info out there. But that being said, this final round could be big considering how obviously flawless that last round was. This very easily could be the last round, but if Team Boosted is able to win out here, they go to the very strong laundry supply that they just showed off. And in theory, assuming it goes the same way, they win that one at 6-4. They have to win their offsite, and then they would have to come back up to here. So it is quite the hill to climb. They only have realistically 1 laundry service out of the next 4 rounds that they would be allowed. And they would have to go to some combination of meeting kids, dining kids, and kids' dorms. Or, not kids, sorry. Meeting kitchen, dining kitchen, and kids' dorms for 4 rounds. Where they've already shown that they lost this site very handily. And 2 of them are off-sites. So it will be quite the hard, rather, Team Boosted will be quite hard-pressed to win out this round. But, I mean, we've seen them come from lower odds. We've seen them clutch up harder rounds. And they definitely should not be counted out in this round.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure, man. But I kind of do agree with going here for 2 times in a row. I mean, you did just get flawless round on it. Why would you go somewhere else? Well, you know that you're gonna have to come back here at some point, unless you, I guess, go to both of the kitchen sites. So, kind of making your final stand here, your last stand is it's Custer's big chance to do some work, and there's Razor taking out Goaty. Nip as well got blasted, and Nade's gonna finish him off. Taco takes a lot of damage as well, and Well Cherish, oh gosh, about half the round in, and this is looking awful. 4v2 as Shiba finds Taco, but Sab is unsavable as he'll be gunned down. Naled looking for more as well. The 4v2 with Cash and Naled, is it doable? Yeah, but is it gonna happen? I don't know. This is so tough. Oh, It Worked have been such a dominant squad, and you can see the Yana drones running around. The Geminis going crazy with it. Cash and Naled are just the last line of defense here. Millie's taking some damage, but so is Naled. Naled now dead to Razor, the MVP of this matchup, to be sure. And now Cash stuck in the 1v4, makes it down to a 1v3, shuts down Razor. The plant is now post. This is where things are going to have to go very well for Cash. Not going to go very well for Cash as Shiba shuts him down. The GGs go out. It was a tremendously long and drawn out series. Went all the way to every map it could go, but at the end, It Worked. Will find themselves at the top, moving on to play Aerial Arise in the semifinals. Congratulations to both teams, but It Worked. Great work to them.
Yeah, huge win for It Worked. It was definitely a lot longer than I think anyone anticipated, but they were able to make or to come out with the win, make it happen, and just do good work in this series. So For those who missed it, if you just came in map 3, if you're just now coming in or something, the map score went 7-5, 5-7, 7-2 for It Worked, able to catch the win, do very well for themselves. And that means moving on, like you had said, it will be Ariel versus It Worked next week at some point. We're figuring out the dates as we finish up the rest of playoffs. But join us tomorrow night for Trust or for Toys and Black Mamba coming on up for that one. And those two teams will face the winner of next Monday's game, Intense versus Dallas Vendetta. But that's a whole host of time away. That is so far away. And that is not tonight, because tonight, this is it for us. So, uh, good games coming out today between these two teams, and I'm glad we got to cast it. Do you have any really last words, Slay?
I mean, it was a great one, and I'm excited to see how everything goes. Now, I do believe we have a little bit of a losers bracket. Is that what I saw before? Do we? No, no, okay, no, not for these guys. It's gonna go to the loser of. No,
No.
actually, wait, is it match 5 and 6 loser? Is that no? Okay, okay. So
Oh,
that's
that's for
semifinal.
semis.
So okay, so yeah, unfortunately for Team Boosted, they're out of it. So a good run for them. Made it to the quarters, but couldn't get past the top-rated team in the opposite division. So man, good stuff. But yeah, I'm excited for the coming weeks. It should be very exciting as we head on in. But that's all from us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a real long series, but some good endings if you're a fan of It Worked. Until next time, I've been Slayzilla, joined by the lovely Cherish, and we will see you around. Take care.